landed our flying castle in the frozen wasteland beyond the spine of the world. Icewind Dale. Icewind Dale is quite a famous place, but it's a place that you never go. It's blasted wasteland, permafrost, forever frozen, cold, freezing cold at the best of times, like right now. Um, you can see the town within a mile away, and as the wind picks up and blows the snow, stinging your eyes, you lose sight of it briefly, but there it is. Walled Bryn Shander, the only town with walls beyond the spine of the world. You're a mile away. Are there any final preparations that you'd like to make? Anything, any particular way you'd like to be dressed, or any impression you want to make when you reach this frontier settlement?
We could probably strap a giant's head to our hip to like kind of emphasize
Do
the
we have
point
a
that we're
giant's
not
head?
with the giants.
No, we don't. We
Oh,
don't.
we don't anymore?
No, we sold them.
We
We
got
haven't
rid of
killed one along the way.
Town.
We've been flying along, and I forgot to ask if there's any giants along the way, because we completely just like went past one, and I was like, no, let's do
we went
more.
past that
I'm
stone
just
one.
gonna be rugged up.
Yeah, we've got my big old woolen. It was not woolen. Bear pelt jumper. Rugged up. That's it. Oh, but I would like to put most of my gold in like a coat pouch inside my chest pocket, and then have like a bag of like a purse, a coin purse of like rocks on my hip, just in case.
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah, no
flaunting
worries.
it. So if anyone's gonna steal anything, they think they should steal that.
Excellent work. The buildings of this settlement are mostly made of wood. They've got pitched rooftops that stops the snow from collecting in the winter, helps it to slide right off. Although it's summer, it's still dreadfully cold, and so most houses have white smoke puffing forward from chimneys, stone chimneys in the top of their roofs.
Someone has 8 on them too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Apart
but
from me.
I think it's the people with like the white things.
Yeah, I think I gave
So,
it
like,
to you too.
Yeah,
These
I
ones?
need to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I'll get rid of it now.
No, you should have it.
I should have it still?
Yeah, it hasn't been a whole day yet.
Oh, okay.
I cast it like when the dwarves were coming to us, and it's only been I don't know how long it's been since.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll leave that.
It wasn't too long. We landed pretty shortly after that.
Yeah, it lasts for 8 hours. So.
Okay.
Oof.
Damn, Bryn Shander's fucking huge. What the fuck?
It's a big town. It's a big town, and it's surrounded by a thick wall that is manned at all times. But as you approach from the east, as you approach towards the east gate, you notice that the gates are not barred nor locked. And it kind of looks like people are coming and going without much problem, much interrogation. There's none of the no one's stopping and examining papers, for example. So the place is guarded, but either the guards are lax, or maybe they're just so desperate to get visitors that they're not trying to put the heavy down on anyone. You've soon arrived at the east gate, and a guy who's leading a team of reindeers gives you a nod as you go past. His sled is more or less empty. It looks like whatever he's come to sell, he's sold it. Now he's heading back out into the wilds. But you come to the gate, and sure enough, the guards look at you, and they're a bit curious because you're quite a diverse group. But they don't stop you. They just breathe into their hands to keep them warm, and sip at their cups of hot tea. And you make your way past these massive barrel doors that look like they could be barred with huge logs, the sort of thing that no man could hope to break down. You'd need a battering ram or a siege engine to get through these gates. and you're soon greeted by a dwarf. I'll see if I've got a picture of her.
Dwarf.
You might just have to zoom into at this stage to have a look at the pictures. You'll find out why it's not possible to see the pictures later. That's her. It's a Walgrid Brighthelm is a relatively pretty dwarf, fairly young, and it looks like as soon as she sees you and sees that you guys are strangers and new to the place, she lets out with a kind of spiel, a slogan, if you will. Oh, well met, travelers. Keep your fingers and extremities under wraps, lest Oral bite them off. Mind your tempers. You'll be most welcome here. Brought goods to sell? The market lies straight ahead. Craving a warm drink? May I recommend a drop of Firebrand's Fire Brandy, sold only at Kelvin's Comfort, located on the right as you enter towards the market square. And while she's giving this spiel, the guards are just rolling their eyes as if they've heard this particular sales pitch 1,000 times before.
They probably have. Do we want to find somewhere to stay first, or?
I mean, yeah, I guess we could. How long do we intend on staying here?
Long enough to find Markham and offload our wares.
Markham? You're looking for Markham? Oh, I can take you to him. I know him ever so well.
No, it's probably the first thing we should do.
Can I roll insight to see if she's expecting gold in return for this?
Absolutely.
Meeting her?
When she talks about Markham, her eyes light up. It seems that she wants to be useful to him.
Ooh,
Okay.
she fancies him.
All right, if you know him, well, I just suppose we could use a guide.
We've heard he's like the sheriff here.
Oh, he's a hero. He is. He is strong and experienced. The man has seen giants fight from a distance.
Such a hero. I say that. I don't say that in character.
Right. Well, we have something to deliver to him if you can leave your post.
Oh, I'd be delighted to take you down that way. I'd love to introduce you to him. What did you say your names were? Who do you represent?
We represent myself. I am Wild. These are my friends. We are Wild and friends.
We're
Weird nerd.
Oh.
I'm not. I'm just a bounty hunter.
Oh,
And that's Magnifico Gold. Can he be in the city, by the way?
I suppose if you keep it under lock and chain, and it might be best to keep it outside the walls, in fact.
It's really cold out there. I feel really bad.
Oh no! All right. You soon find a place that you can rent for your Manticore if you want to give him a stable, but
Yeah,
it's
that
going
might
to
be
cost
best.
5 gold pieces a day.
That is a lot. No, he's just gonna come with me for now, till I need to put him away.
People are pretty freaked out by the presence of your Manticore, but they don't stop you. Bryn Shander is a frontier town, and if a lion man wants to walk down the street with his Manticore, well, as long as he don't cause no trouble, then he's
Amen.
welcome to this.
God, why can't the rest of the world be like this town? I swear.
Well, let's go find Markham.
Your Huddlestone, what's his name? The gnome.
Thwip Ironbottom.
That's him. Thwip Ironbottom
Good
from
name.
Huddlestone.
Hard to forget.
He seems to be sneaking off by himself.
Can I try to see if he is, or do I just see this, or does everyone see this sort of thing?
Everyone sees him as like we've travelled 1,000 miles together. We finally reached Bryn Shander, and he's going this way.
Can I grab him by the collar?
What's wrong with that? I thought I'd see the sights.
sort of getting him close to my mouth and being as lion-like and scary as possible, I'd like to say, "What about the gold that you still owe us?"
Oh, yes, of course. Well, let's see. What's the rate again?
I think it was what, 3 gold a day?
I don't think that was correct.
Damn
Uh,
it.
make a deception check.
A deception check?
Yeah. Because
Should
it
I
wasn't
just
three,
use?
was it?
It was
No,
one
no.
gold a day.
I sort of wanted
Okay.
to intimidate him with that, but I only rolled a 12. So.
He's not particularly intimidated.
Yeah, okay. But should I still roll deception then?
Yeah, you can try to trick him.
I think I accidentally pressed it twice.
Oh.
I did. But 21's pretty
Ah.
good.
3 gold a day. 3 gold a day, was it? He asked the rest of the party.
I shrug.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. Sounds right.
Let's see. 3 gold. There's how many of you? Okay. How many days was it? Was it 5?
Oh, it was well over 5. If you can switch back to the other map, I can count it out.
Alright.
I think it was 10.
I think it was 10.
I'm
It
pretty
wasn't
sure
a huge
we
amount, but it
determined
wasn't
'cause
too
we-
low.
So
'cause we
we
traveled fast.
did 20 miles a day.
We
on
got
the
to
first
there
day, no, so it
Before
went-
we got picked up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
good
went
call, yeah.
1. Nope. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got picked up, and then I think we stopped like here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
went
'cause of
over
We were
Leon.
flying around, and I picked up the boat there.
Did we continue? Did we stop like over here or something?
Yeah, we went to
We
here,
did, yeah.
and
Was
then
it-
we went up to there.
Was this the second? Was this the first day on the ship?
I think that was like the gnome. Like I mean the hobbit
Yeah,
assassin.
it was the dude that
Yeah.
shot me in the fucking neck.
Yeah.
Almost insted my ass.
Yeah.
That
so
shit was
yeah.
scary, man.
So actually, no. We I think we sat down here and slept after the gnome. That was the
Yeah,
first day on the
Yeah,
ship.
it's pretty close to Helm's Hold, yeah.
And then we had 3 days here in Luskin.
Are you charging him for the 3 days that you took off?
It's a pirate town. Fuck yeah.
He needed protection, like someone had to look after his
And then I
stuff.
guess if this counts as another day.
Yeah, sure.
So how many is that?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 days in total.
Alright, so he gives you 40, so 13 times 339, he gives you 40 gold pieces each.
Cool.
Thank you. And I put him down.
Oh wow, you kill him right there on the street. No.
I released my grip upon him.
People shrug, it's like gnomes, right? Yeah, well,
Is that 40 gold pieces?
40 each.
Nice.
Pretty neat.
You
Oh,
clean him out.
Well, he's gonna make money here anyway.
Yeah.
He is.
So are we.
He was
And
here.
to be fair,
He was here
we-
to trade his gold pieces.
Pretty much.
He would have had to pay us a lot more if we went the slow route.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
We hear him like as he walks off. I'm ruined.
Yeah, we would have ruined him more if we walked the whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
expecting to pay 50 gold pieces each. Like that would have taken about 50 days. So it ends up saving him a little bit of money, but more importantly, it saves him a lot of time. And yeah, he sneaks off by himself. He keeps looking back to make sure he isn't followed.
Is he taking his stuff with him, like his wares?
He is. Yeah.
Can I take
Can-
it? Oh, you go. Sorry. No, you go.
Can I see if he's like going to the authorities rather than the market square? Because we were pointed in the direction of the market square.
All right. Let's see where he's going.
I was gonna
Would
say.
that be inside or what?
Yeah, insight's good call.
I
Yes,
will apply
well,
guidance to myself.
While he's doing that, I was gonna take a look at his wares and see if they're black market wares or if he's actually legit market
Yeah, sure.
from a distance.
That'd probably be the history or insight as well.
Oh, inside. Okay. Oh, inside. Wait, no, that's
Uh,
better.
You You don't notice anything unsuspicious about the products he's carrying. Only really the way he's behaving. However, as he disappears off into one of the corridors, trying to elude you, despite the fact that he's got wagons to carry, you would briefly see him pull out a silver pendant, a little pin that looks like a harp.
Oh. I know that. I'm here because of them, more or less.
Basically.
Wait. We knew him. Like we were sent on the way by the Harpers, weren't we?
Yeah.
They
we
were like,
sent on this mission by
join
the
this guy
Harpers.
out.
Yeah, I think that's correct. Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know. Why is he hiding that? Okay. Do we want to follow him? He's being really weird. Or should we just go ahead and Markham's axe first?
I guess I could follow and catch up with you guys later if you want, but I'm not that sneaky.
It's up to you then, I guess.
Director's curiosity gives out, and he'll follow loosely behind the trailer that he pulls, and then
Meet us at the square if you can't find us.
Roger. And he'll follow the gnome.
All right. Where is he? Thwip. THW? I wonder.
Yep. He's in
it's not-
appendix NPCs for us.
Ah, right.
Iron Bottom of Hunderstone.
All right. So he takes this high road, and Orbrek Bright Helm leads you down towards this low road. And so, who was pursuing the gnome?
Jaraxxus.
Excellent. So, Jaraxxus, you see that Thwip leads his mule and his wagon into a marketplace, into the center of the marketplace, and a beggar comes up to him, a woman, probably middle-aged, and she looks around and starts begging for coins, and they seem to recognize each other, and he takes her off into a small building, unlocks the door, and they start having a quiet conversation.
I guess I try and find like a group of people traveling towards that direction, join them, and bring up my heavy quilt I got, and then pull it up over myself to try to hide myself a little bit more and try and eavesdrop.
Excellent.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Make a perception check. Blending in is not a problem. All you got to do is, it's so cold that covering your face is sensible. And the wind is quite quiet, and the walls to this building not thick enough, not insulated enough, so you can hear them talking on the other side. They're talking mostly about you and your journey. Thwip is explaining how he met the giant and all the adventures that you guys have gone on, killing the frost giant and the hill giants, and it's impressing this middle-aged woman whose name's Beldora. The conversation concludes with Thwip giving her a pearl and says, "This is a sending stone. I have one and you have the other. As long as you do, we will be able to communicate every day. So keep an eye out on Bryn Shander. I'm going to head back to Huddlestone, but we'll be able to keep in contact from now on." So that's most of what they talk about, is the journey that you have been on. Gives them an accounting of what you got up to.
And the pendant, I guess. Oh no, I wouldn't have seen the pendant because I rolled pretty low on the inside. But they don't seem to be. They just seem to be talking about like us in a positive outlook or a negative, like warning her or just informing.
Yeah, make an insight check.
We must kill them.
Yeah, is it a look out for these guys because they can kill, or is it these guys can save us? Insight.
You'll never know.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, it's difficult to tell their motivations, but you certainly get the sense that they're going to be watching you.
Okay. I'm gonna wait until they separate, and then Belladonna starts to act like she's wants money again. And then when I can, when she's not looking my way, I'm going to pretend that someone pushed me into her, and I'm gonna try and pickpocket the sending stone out of her pocket.
Rude.
Yeah, all right. Make either a performance or a deception check to cover your approach, and then a sleight of hand to steal from her.
That's the deception. And sleight of what?
I
Was
guess
hoping
you're
for
not
one.
getting.
Caught with
I'm
your
gonna use
pants
that
down, buddy.
inspiration on the sleight of hand.
Uh-huh.
Right, Raggy.
Uh oh. Ooh, it matches. Rip.
She grabs so you manage to get you stumble into her and she sees what you're doing long before it happens. And you put your hand in a pocket and feel around and you grab some sort of round object. Um, but even as you put your hand around it, she pulls a dagger and puts it to your throat. You're in a corridor or a corner, an alcove within Bryn Shander. There are people within earshot. You can see cats and dogs walking around. But you pair are separated from anyone else by 25, 30 feet in a little alcove. You've got her pearl, and she's got her dagger to your throat. You know the punishment for stealing in Bryn Shander? They don't take your hands, they take your life.
Are we not in initiative yet, or just?
If you want to be in initiative, we are.
No, it's alright. I'll release the pearl and kind of put both my hands up and say, yeah, but if they knew what you're up to, they really wouldn't be interested in me.
What am I up to? She asks, still with a knife to your throat.
He kind of like raises his eyebrows really quickly at her, and he's like, "What are you up to?"
The giants are looking for something. Frost giants are on the trail for a magical artifact of some sort.
The obelisk. He butts in really quickly as soon as she says artifact.
She shakes her head slowly. No, something smaller, something portable. I think that when they get it, they'll be able to change the weather or bring a great blizzard or something.
Well, seems I know exactly what they're after. Seems to me, how important is this information? Who are you with? Because I know some of your friends, but where do your allegiances lie?
I'm just a humble a traveler. I'm seeking warmth around the fire, and you would rob me of my only wealth.
Drexus laughs audibly, a bit loud. Even loud enough to just maybe draw some eyes. That's not exactly what a gnome would think, would he?
Oh, you're with them, aren't you? She takes a step back and looks at you. He didn't mention you, though.
It always helps to be not noticed in a group. You can vouch for yourself. Being not noticed is always an ally.
She doesn't argue.
So, this group, you're with the Harpers, yes?
Shh. Be quiet. There are agents of the Zentarum and other organizations everywhere.
Right. Well, I'm glad that you're not part of them. We cannot be too careful, us parading around trying to save the world. We don't know who we can trust. But I believe I know what they're after. The giants, that is. He leans in and whispers in her ear. The Ring of Four Seasons would most likely suit exactly what they're after. Shut up, Lyle.
The Ring of Four Seasons.
You've heard of it?
I think so. I'm no scholar, but does Thwip know about this?
We didn't know exactly who he was, but he got a bit sloppy. But that's alright. At least we know we can trust him. But please, with this information, it could throw everything into a panic, and then, well, we don't know where we'd be. Our team is on it. As long as you don't stir up too much trouble with everyone else, we should be alright. We're trying to find the ring as of right now, actually. Let your people know this party's capable, and we have it under wraps. And if you can relay any information to me or the party, that would be great.
Aye. There is a boy, a young lad, a halfling lad. He's from the other side of Anarok, from Suzail, Cormir, a kingdom far to the east. That boy's name. What's that boy's name? His father and mother were famous adventurers. Sirak of Suzail. I have heard that he might know something more about this ring. You'll find him in the temple. There's only one temple here in Bryn Shander, only one worth the name at least. This boy came up from the city a few months ago and seems to have settled here. If you're looking for the ring, he might know more about it than I do.
This would help us. This information helps us greatly. We should be able to track it down much faster with this info. If I need to contact you, where can I find you?
Well, I tend to hang around the market square, picking up what information I can from travelers.
Okay. He backs away slowly and brings up his clothes a bit tighter around him. I'll see you in a bit. And he turns and walks away towards the center of town where he said he'd meet up.
Meanwhile, the rest of the party has gone down towards the other side of town, towards the main gates, and you are soon meeting with not one but two important individuals here. The speaker, who is basically the mayor of this town, is a fairly young woman with a stern gaze and an austere presence. She will do much of the talking once conversation begins. The sheriff, on the other hand, is a dwarf man who is quite gruff and doesn't say a lot, battle-hardened. You can see that he's ready for combat even now in the middle of conversation. You find the pair of them down near the front gates and where the stables are as well, where the horses are kept, and there are soldiers walking all around, 8 guards on patrol, 4 on the walls at each of the gate, but everything is quite calm. There's no obvious danger other than the cold itself, and it looks like this is one battle that none of us can win. So everyone is just rugging up and going about their business.
Moving a warmth. It only basically cost myself.
Yeah.
Wild, can I have that axe now?
Yeah. Give him the axe back. Does that unattune me, by the way?
Yeah, it will. Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Thank you. Let's go talk to
You're
Malcolm.
welcome. I'm shirtless, just with a coat on, basically.
Your
So when
nips
you-
turn hard immediately.
Bullets.
Chilly. When you try to get contact with the sheriff, you're instead interrogated by some guards who want to know why.
Oh, well, we've got a axe for him. From a cousin of his in... What was it, Nightstone?
That's not a threat, by the way. It's legit his axe.
They seem a bit dubious, but they've got nothing else to do, so they go and inform the powers that be. And the speaker, as well as the sheriff, come out. The sheriff waddles as he walks, maintaining a stern, level gaze, while the speaker regards, seemingly judging each of you in turn as her eyes pass over the group.
Fair enough.
Welcome, travellers, to Bryn Shander, she says. What business brings you out into the cold? Brings us out into the cold.
Trade and a blood oath. We have your axe, Markham. Well, an axe that is now yours.
What are you talking about?
There was an attack in Nightstone, and the mayor said that you had a cousin there, and he had fell in the attack, and his axe is passed on to you.
Oh. Oh, me cousin is... How did it happen?
Cloud giants flew over the town and dropped countless rocks on the city, on the town, sorry.
Sheriff and the speaker look at each other as soon as you mention Cloud Giant. You survived this attack, did you?
We came a couple days later and had to liberate the people from a goblin cave.
He nods. He holds out his hand.
I passed the axe on to him.
Aye, that's our axe, it is. Southwell made and forged, if I've ever seen it.
It's really good at killing giants. I got to use it for a while. It's a good axe.
Good. Glad it saw some action.
I cut off 3 giant heads with it.
3 giant heads, eh?
Yeah, 2 hill giants and was it a storm giant?
Frost.
Giant.
And a frost giant.
Storm giant, don't be silly.
Sorry, yeah. No.
Looks around each of you. You witnessed this, did you?
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah,
we
we were
helped
there.
him kill.
We helped.
He keeps looking up at the speaker, and she looks down at him when he looks at her as if they're having some psychic conversation. Good
They have
lad.
stepping stones.
Yeah. You, been in Icewind Dale before?
No. Come from the Dale lands, though.
Yeah, we're more from the east.
Share one name.
Try to stay warm.
Well, If that is all,
We were told we'd get a reward for the axe.
Hey,
I just sort of like jab Wilder with my elbow.
But I like gold.
hey, you deserve one. He looks up at the speaker again, and she nods. Thank you. Thank you for what you've done. Welcome to Bryn Shander. I hope that you enjoy your stay here. If there's anything that we can do to help you, to make you feel more welcome, we would be delighted to do it.
Well,
Okay.
since you mention it, I have a mount. It's a manticore. His name is Magnifico, and he's mine, and I'm stronger than him, so he's subservient to me. But that's a big word for Wild. So he's loyal to me. So, but I have nothing to show that he's tame. Is there something I can put on him to make the city people more, aware that he's mine? Like a collar or something that you have?
Heavy chains.
I suppose some sort of collar and chain can be made up, but if your beast kills any residents, it will be put to death.
Don't worry, he's good. If he kills a resident, I'll kill him.
That seems a fair threat. Very well. A collar and chain for the Lion Man's
Magnifico.
beast. Magnifico. There was some talk of payment for the axe. Was a figure provided to you?
It was
No.
Yeah, I don't think any figure.
no, it wasn't it? It was like 1600.
I think it
I
was
think
just
that's the
flat
market
1,000.
price for the axe.
I think
Was
the
it?
reward
Okay.
was 1,000.
Oh,
gold,
no,
but I
yeah,
might
he
be
said-
remembering-
He said that
probably
it's,
said-
it's well over 1600 in worth.
I think he
like
probably
that.
said something like 300 gold just from like memory, but I'm not sure if he actually gave us. That's right.
They give you 10 trade bars, each worth 100 gold pieces.
10?
10.
1,000
Woo!
gold.
We'll add two
Chuck
to the
them into the
party,
cart.
2 trade bars to the party gold, and 1 trade bar each. Then we have 100 each plus 2 over.
I trust you will spend that here in Bryn Shander. It is important that we get strangers coming in and fueling the economy, even if it is with our own gold.
Oh, I don't want to be lugging this around everywhere.
I trust you will make yourselves at home. These are the warmer months, after all. Hopefully, you will find something to entertain yourself. Unless you intend on heading out into the wilderness further.
Not just yet. We've been traveling for quite some time.
Well, if there's anything that we can do to make your stay more pleasant, please, you know where to find us now. It is not a particularly big town, and we like to go out of our way to make people feel welcome.
Thank you.
Is there
Pleased
an
to be
inn
here.
you would recommend?
There are some places that may suit you. It seems to share a bit of a private joke with the sheriff, and she tells you about the following places. The most popular tavern in town is called Kelvin's Comfort. They sell dwarven ales and brandies. It's imported liquor mostly. And so that's basically a place to get drunk, and you're allowed to fall asleep, in your chair or on the floor. You don't ever have to go home from Kelvin Comfort. They'll serve drink day or night. On the other hand, you might actually want to go to the inn. The Hooked Knucklehead is an inn that caters to traders and artisans who are locals mostly, people who go from one town to another in the 10 Towns region. The accommodations are pretty bare, pretty simple. The rooms don't even have fireplaces, and you're not allowed to light a fireplace because the whole place might burn down. So as a result, most people sleep in the common room, where the only fireplace is a massive stone hearth. There's also another inn as well. It's very old, and it's run by an old woman. That woman is particularly nosy and well, constantly asking questions. However, her pestering tends to keep people away. So as a result, the place is often quite empty. Simple again: a stool, a chamber pot, a couple of cots with some dirty furs. Um, there just really isn't anywhere nice to stay in Bryn Shander.
Well, may as well go to the markets first and drop off all our gear. Or sell our stuff.
I have an idea for that. I would like to, as a thing for my background, bounty hunter, I have ear to the ground. I'd like to try to find the black market, if there is one.
Yeah, sure. All right. The some blackroom dealings are done in one other inn. There is a final inn, and often the backroom dealings are done here. It's the place that's most often frequented by mercenaries and adventurers. It's the rowdiest place in town, also the most dangerous. Finally, it's the only place that offers credit. It's called the North Look. Beyond that, there really isn't a black market because there really isn't much that's illegal. So it's not a matter of selling things that are contraband, but rather whether or not it's here in the first place, right? So it's hard to get, say, drugs because no one ships the drugs this far north. They get as far as Waterdeep or Neverwinter or Luskan, and they just don't take them any further north. It's just not worth it. And so that's really the problem here. It's not that you're not able to find a black market. It's because nothing's illegal. Not really. It's just that they might not be the stuff in stock that you're looking for.
I'm sorry, my parents showed up just then and had some stuff for me. But you said that there's not much that's illegal. It's just a matter of whether you can find it.
That's right. That sums it up very nicely.
Yeah, sorry, it's a special day in Rocky. It's Rocky Swap, so they've been out there all day and just came to see me.
Awesome.
They brought me to
When
tell
they
them
go swap you,
macaroons.
huh?
There's a dude selling half-price weapons.
Is there? Ooh.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
magic weapons? Somewhere like that?
No such junk around Bryn Shander, no.
All right. Well, we'll just head to the marketplace then, won't we? Unless anyone else has got something to do.
Yeah, marketplace. That's good.
Sure. There's some covered wagons providing a little bit of shelter against the cold wind, but not a lot of shelter. There's a bunch of campfires and people huddled around them, crackling, cooking their bacon and smoking their pipes, drinking their warm tea. And yeah, you run into your old companion.
Thwip?
No,
Jaraxxus, I would say, probably.
that's it, Jaraxxus.
I was looking for
He'd
Thwip.
probably
Jokes.
He'd just be rifling through some shops here and there, looking around, seeing if there's anything good.
Thwip will probably be trying to offload his stuff here, won't he?
I'll try
Yeah.
to offload our stuff if you'd like as well.
Yeah, you have no problems making. So what are you selling? Particular?
Spices,
so-
alcohol?
Yeah, 50 gold we had left of that, spices and alcohol. And then I had 5 casks of honey mead, which are 10 gold each, that I wanted to sell.
All right. The honey mead you're not going to make a lot of money on. You'll get an extra 50% on that. So if you bought it for 10, you get 15. The spices are worth triple. So the spices bring in a great deal of cash. And what was the other one?
Wine.
And wine sells for double.
So the spices are triple, or
Yeah, the spices triple, the wine double, and the mead an extra 50%.
I'd like to like all of a sudden, like in a very busy part of the market, kick over like a box or something, stand up on it, and start like shouting like really loudly and kind of making a motion, and then saying like holding up the giant beard hair armor, like shirt armor that I made, and start boasting about how incredible its worth is and how amazing armor it could stand 1,000 strikes from a dragon and still stand strong, and
Sounds like a
the
deception.
usual spiel of market.
People don't think it's genuine. They don't believe that this is the real giant hair.
I tell them to come up and feel for themselves, and I put it on and tell them to hit me with it. Hit me with anything they've got.
Sure enough, your tests prove very effective. Make a persuasion roll and a performance check.
Persuasion and performance.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Performance and persuasion. Ugh.
All right. So you don't give much in the way of showmanship, but people are nonetheless interested. Someone offers you 100 gold for your giant hair shirt.
I'll take it. Yeah.
All right. He puts it on and gets his friends to punch him in the guts.
I shake his hand, give him a pat on the back. You made a fine good deal here today.
Aye. Killed a giant, did you?
Oh, we've killed a few. About 3, I think now.
What, you?
Oh.
You're only scrawny.
But we've got ways, and I like tap my nose, like the inside sort of like motion.
You're a
Inside
witch,
voice.
are you?
Ah, I ain't no witch. You can call me a wizard, or I know my way around. Plus, I have friends. We've killed
Yeah.
them together, and I guess I'd see them selling their own gear, and I'd point towards them. That guy's got ale like you wouldn't believe, and I point to Wild.
Witch ale?
No, what do you mean witch ale? It's no such thing. It's just honey mead. It's down south, all the way down from what's it call it?
Got it from
19 stone.
halflings.
I'll just say a random town near where we got it from.
You get honey made up here.
Yeah, that lion over there. Go talk to him. Tell him I sent you. He'll give you a 10 gold discount.
Don't want any honey made.
Well, that's good because they're not getting a fucking $10 gold discount. I'll rip their heads off.
Alright then. And he just kind of walks away. Just now that he's sold his crap, he doesn't give a shit. He just walks away.
Yeah, he's pretty happy with his shirt, gotta say. He likes it. So, yeah, thinks you're a bit of a dickhead, but, oh well.
I don't give a
Yeah.
shit. Got my gold.
Yeah, that's right, lads. So the pair of you sort of parred on dubious terms, but you've done business, and that's what Brune is all about. You don't have to like people to sell them things.
I would like to go up to Aradel. I'll pull out my little shooting star medal, and I'll ask him to help me find somewhere where I can get this made into something for me.
Probably better off looking for, well, leaving the market at least. No blacksmiths here.
Okay. Which way should we go?
Can I just like go and have just investigate around?
Yeah, you find a forge, and it's a small shop and smithy that sell weapons at half price.
Knock on the outside of the door or whatever.
Black iron blades. A human steps out, 40 or 50. He's looks like he shaved a few days ago. The whole place stinks. It's very sooty. And you want to look around?
I think we've got a request actually.
Have you ever seen one of these? And I will hold up the star metal.
He looks at it. Looks at each of you. Seems to be, annoyed by your very existence. And he takes the rock, and it's so heavy. And he looks at it. Oh, where'd you get this?
Secret.
Eh? What do you want done with it?
I mean, I just wanted to put a little bead in my hair on a braid. This little one. And then I don't really know what I want to do. Jaraxxus, you help me. Not Jaraxxus. Aradel, you help me. Do you want something made?
If you could make a symbol, a holy symbol, maybe.
You'd be better off making some sort of weapon.
It's only a small
Dagger.
Look at me. Do I look like I use a dagger?
Symbol it is then. It won't be easy to work. A hard metal.
Could it make a good spearhead?
Is
Would
there
make a good spearhead, yeah.
is there enough to make a small bead to go in my head? And would that be able to be enchanted then?
Or a
Yeah.
ring.
And is
Yeah.
there enough to make a small bead and the symbol, or no?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, would like that done then, please.
Alright, he'll do it for 50 gold.
Oh, sick. I'll
Alright,
fork
yeah.
out 25 of it.
All right, I'll fork out another 25.
Yeah, no worries, he knocks together the symbol more or less in the specifications you want. He's no master craftsman, but you know, he can do what you ask to
Awesome.
some degree. Alright. Yeah, so the guy's not particularly good, but he delivers and charges.
I give him guidance. No.
Well, you get it reforged anyway, so.
Yeah.
Well, if his stuff's not that good, I'll look for a different blacksmith to find a weapon out. Or I'll go find. I'll go back to that guy selling half-price weapons because now I am going to need a new one, I think.
Yeah, he's the dude. He sells the half-price weapons.
Oh, is he? All right.
Yeah.
Is there anything that's going to be better than just a flat greatsword, or nothing special in there that I see?
Make a some sort of investigation roll, or yeah, investigation probably the best check to make.
Would you like me to help?
Yes.
I give him guidance and assistance.
Sure.
What do I add to that then?
D4.
Okay.
These weapons are shit. Like, there's a reason they're half price. They're shit.
All right. Yeah, I don't want any of this. Then I'm leaving.
He says 5 gold piece consultation fee.
I will look back and just be like, and then just walk out.
Put it on your tab.
Fuck you.
I'll walk out.
Your quality is shit.
He knows it. Right, they're half price. You know.
He's not working hard.
That's it.
Tell me something I don't know.
Exactly.
Asshole.
If I could get this like fixed up by a dwarf, it'd be very nice.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, there are other smithies around. There are, and some of them are attended by dwarves, and so they're able to do your project at double the price, 100 gold.
I give him a trade bar.
Done. Yeah, and they put aside their other work and get to work on your project.
Nice.
You hear them bad mouthing Black Iron Blades, and how it's a bit of a joke around here to be seen carrying their equipment. Like, if you see someone with a Black Iron Blade, then they're probably some hopeless idiot from down south who doesn't know any better.
I'm gonna have a look at their weapons.
They're okay. They're marked up from the prices that you'd find in Luskan or Waterdeep, but probably no surprise. But the quality is good, passable, good.
I've already got a better one. Never mind. I'll just wait
Mm,
for the thing to be done and weave it into my hair or whatever. Little bead.
Indeed.
If I can, I'd like to go find some hot peppers and buy a few.
No worries. They are triple price. We just
Oh.
got. Yeah, they're pretty expensive up here.
You probably just sold like a bunch.
That's pretty much it. We saw some of them are ours.
Waits to get to Ice Barren Lands to buy hot peppers.
You know what? I think I'll be right.
No worries.
You sold all your stuff, yeah. Wild.
Yeah,
Okay.
I sold it all. I've added the trade goods to the party gold and my mead to my gold. So.
Alright.
I just buy 5 more flasks of oil if that's regular price.
50% extra.
Ooh.
Should have bought 40 when I was down there.
Good.
I still have like 6 of them, so
Yeah, I know, but you never know when you're not gonna have them, kind of thing.
true.
At some point while everyone's shopping, I guess I'd pull Prophet aside and I'd kind of like lean down and just kind of like not whispering to draw attention, but low talk.
If you're leaning
We should-
over, you have to lean over quite far.
I am pretty
You
much
almost
on my
fall
hands
over.
and knees.
Fold yourself in half.
He is 2 foot 8
yeah.
inches tall.
We should talk later. I have some information.
Better off picking him up.
Yeah, I'll pick him up. I put him on my hip like a baby. We have some.
How to talk to short people.
Yeah. I have some information later. It'll help us. Let's talk once we get some a bit more private. I'll accompany him.
Looking
You look
for
around. Yeah.
locate object would be the scroll I was looking for.
Ah, what scroll? Oh, right. I thought you were going to say you cast locate object to find a specific
No,
scroll.
I'm looking for a scroll
pretty-
of locate object.
Right. Make an investigation roll.
Give me a hot sec.
Because I'm
Don't I
going
have
with him.
that
Can I
spell?
aid him? Like give him help action?
Do you have investigation as a trained skill?
Let me double check so I don't lie. Investigation. Yes, I do.
Excellent. Yeah, you have advantage on the roll, Prophet.
I have
There we
like
go.
Fantastic.
Nice.
You don't find locate object, but you do find a guy selling a whole bunch of first level scrolls. So if there's any a first level scroll that you'd like, it might be here.
I was really banking on the locate object because I could find the Ring of Four with like Caesars pretty easily, like more easily. I guess.
Yeah.
Guess what spell
Yeah.
clerics come equipped with?
Locate object.
Indeed.
Is there a spell of burning hands at all? A scroll of burning hands at all?
Roll 1d4.
Nope. That one. That one.
Rolling
Yes,
1d4
it's
owlbears.
Roll 1d4. Nope.
Sadly, no.
That's right. Draxus kind of mulls over them all and just seems disinterested.
Yeah.
Okay, how about shield?
The spell shield. Roll a d4. They do have one copy of shield.
Yeah. How much would the copy of shield be?
40 gold.
Can I try and haggle?
You can.
Would that be deception
Persuasion.
or Persuasion.
Yeah. Unless you're trying to say you can't afford it, then I guess that's just a
I'm
deception.
so poor.
I'm just trying to persuade them down a bit.
They'll get into 30.
He will pay.
I give a nod to
Alright.
Prophet.
Excellent. The resident ice sorceress is happy doing business with you.
Oh, can I find a library?
Oh, not really. You can find a second-hand bookstore. Is that a library?
It's a makeshift
books.
library.
So you find a second-hand bookstore, sort of place that people come, when they come to the ends of the earth, and there's not much to do in Bryn Shander except for read. So
And drink.
yeah, and drink. So it does a pretty big trade. The second-hand bookstore.
Look for like a history of Bryn Shander sort of book.
Yeah, absolutely. That's they certainly sell those, and so you're able to get a bit of an idea of what goes down here. They vary between 10, 25, and 50 gold pieces, depending on if you like pictures, how big and how detailed.
He'd probably
I
just
guess
look at
that
the
or something.
big detailed one.
All right, 50 gold for the for everything that you ever wanted to know beyond the spine of the world.
Hand over trade bar and and I have 50 gold left.
Excellent. Yeah, they give you back the change, yeah. And you've got this massive book, weighs 15 pounds.
Fuck.
and tells you all
Hello.
about everything beyond the spine of the world.
And I guess I'd be going for like components and expensive ink, so I can copy the scroll into my spellbook. It's 50 gold, is it not?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah,
So I'll trade my trade bar, get 50 gold, and change and stuff.
done. Perfect.
I'm just buying a bit of things. I'm just doing it at the market price, but unless it's like something that I think will be more, it's
That
like
everything's 50% more.
everything's 50% more. Okay, cool.
Yeah, the base. Yeah, that's the base.
All right, cool. I'll just take like an extra 2 gold because I don't want to calculate. I've only bought like chalk and random shit that I've been looking at.
I had one trade bar. Sorry, I'll buy the 25
No, it's
gold
fine.
one.
I'll remove 50 from the party gold because I had the 2 trade bars in there. You can just say that
Alright.
you had one on you.
Okay.
Okay, we're good now.
How heavy was
There's
it?
the
Book?
book
15
you buy.
pounds?
15 pounds.
Jeez.
I bought a hunting trap as well.
Haven't read that one yet. A hunting trap.
Yes.
So there's a tavern and an armory. There's an inn. A couple of inns, 3 different inns. Apart from that, I guess there's just a whole bunch of not much to see. You can wander through the cold streets and see if you run into anything interesting. But most people spend most of their day huddled around fires in Bridgend.
I'm gonna go find an inn, the one with the fireplace.
Excellent. While you're out looking for this particular inn, you get the attention of a minotaur. The minotaur seems to be watching you. Kind of was paying attention to you about when there's you're a crowd of 50 people, and it seems that the minotaur is most interested in you.
All right, and I definitely see this. As you said, can I? I'm just gonna walk up to him.
Do I know you?
By the way you're looking at me, probably.
Have you ever been to Waterdeep?
Yeah.
Have you ever drank at an inn called Troll Skull, a tavern?
It's the best. They have such good beer.
Oh yeah, so magnificent. I used to work there.
Really?
And he introduces himself as Balrog, and tells you that he was a resident of Trollskull for quite a time, but then things went sour between him and some of the locals, so he headed off north, and he's currently settled in Bryn Shander.
What? Well, what are you doing in Bryn Shander? Just living here for a while?
Yeah, just herding Roth. Used to herd Roth when I was in the Underdark, like a kind of cattle. Turns out there's Roth up here in Bryn Shander too. So I've just got to getting a bit of herd together, a bit of land out there. Yeah, you want to buy some Roth?
Is it good to eat?
Aye, rich and tough. Low and pats his own considerable 8-pack, which has not an ounce of fat on it.
Haha, and I do too. Mine, not his, obviously.
Sexual
Rubbish
tension
washboard.
On rubbish washboard abs.
Licks lips.
Well, you look pretty strong.
He doesn't know how to tell you that.
You wanna arm wrestle?
Sure, he's up for that. So he clears the table away, and shall we Make it interesting.
Definitely.
Well, I'll bet a Roth. What will you bet?
I'll bet. What's pulling our card again?
Okay.
No, not Magnifico. Burrow. What's Burrow?
That's that's not bad. That's
It is
Jackie.
Burrow.
Burrow
Is
is
it slower,
Luro's
Burrow?
ox.
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't do that.
Nothing stopping you.
Say we have a
Yeah,
draft
Jimmy
horse
goes out
back in
flying
Waterdeep.
cat.
But also, I would like my art of wild to be done, and she's the one doing it. So,
Good call.
Just let her know after it's done.
how much is a burrow? Fuck. How much? What are they again? Sorry.
Roth.
Roth.
How much is a Roth?
I'd sell it for 50 gold normally. Very intelligent animals.
Then I'll put 100 gold on the line.
You've got a deal. Oh, all right. So,
Is anyone else
what is it
there?
going to be? One or best out of 3?
Let's do best out of 3.
All right, it's an athletics roll.
In athletics, all right. Shit.
What if he has +6?
Oh.
You both
Damn,
pull
you're
You're
pretty
muscles-
pretty
good.
you both pull
good.
muscles as you're doing it.
It's,
Oh my god, why? What's
Bam.
going on?
you got to vary your technique, he says. Oh, that was 2 out of 3. Let's do another one just to finish this off.
All right. That's
Mal.
better.
That's better.
I'm warmed up. It's so cold.
He collects his 100 gold. And
Alright.
says, that was a good effort. Say, let's go and get a drink. My shout.
Hell yeah.
Attend a Minotaur.
With your
Walks
money.
into the- That's it. His shout with your money.
Is
That's
the rest
all
of
right.
the party
Hey,
with
I
you,
lost.
or-
I lost. So.
Alright. You're in Kelvin's Comfort. It's the most popular tavern in town. It's got a wide range of dwarven ales and brandies, and naturally the dwarves drink here. For those of you who recognize heraldry, maybe no one, but the whole place has been decked out with Battlehammer, clan Battlehammer symbols and nostalgia, and there's a picture of Bruno Battlehammer alongside some random humans and a black-skinned elf. It's a nice place, but it's expensive as well. They are charging through the roof for this Flamebeard firebrand.
Oof, lucky I'm not buying them.
Good point. Good point. And it's shit. It's absolute shit. It's a rot gut. So this fire brandy is gross, very strong, but it feels like it's going to make you sick. The only thing that is nice is the mead. And they've got this thick, treacly mead made from honey that comes from Good Mead, which was one of the other little settlements nearby, brewed from local wild bees with ancient techniques. So the mead is good. The brandy is bad. You're not paying, so you don't really care. And then the party comes in just as a Minotaur is buying around for everyone.
Hey guys, over here.
So does a certain banner like stand out against all the other ones?
A certain what?
A certain banner. You know, the banner of the champion.
Your banner?
Yeah. I
Kinda
guess it does
clashes.
stand out.
That's right. It clashes with all the Battlehammer stuff. That's right. It's
Battlehammer memorabilia.
yeah,
I
exactly
went to
right.
like, a rugby game with my dad.
It's like
and
standing.
Exactly.
we all
That's
It's
what I
like
was
standing
thinking.
into a sports club.
Yeah, that's right. And you've got the Parramatta Eels, the little logo in the middle of Broncos territory.
I did go to like a stadium to like watch the sports ball game with my dad.
Yeah.
And we were on the English side, and I had a New Zealand flag. Like,
Nice.
yeah.
Ooh.
Champion.
Rugby? You hope New Zealand won.
Yeah, we got one before we went. I got like a big one and was waving it.
Perfect.
I guess it's sort of like this now, with like the dwarven
It's
banner,
exactly
like the
like
one
that.
with the dragon on it.
That's right. It's clashing with all the other dwarven decor.
Anyway,
As a, I was just gonna, as a person of 10 years in the past, any of the like murals make any sense to me, or is it well before then?
Oh, yeah, most of it's pretty old. But yeah, it's I guess it just shows the allegiance. It shows the heritage. Imagine like an expat bar, right? Where a guy moves to a different country, but he decks it out with all the heritage of his home country. An Irish pub in the middle of Thailand or something like that, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
That's what this is. It's a dwarven pub in the middle of well, friggin' nowhere.
I guess, yeah, while everyone's drinking, I'd be like studying all the murals and everything, and like studying all the things that would happen. Sorry, go on,
Beautiful.
Steve.
Yeah, no, that's excellent. That's really good.
Aradel might
anyway,
be on.
Balrog, I'm telling you, man, you're way too strong to be stuck in Bryn Shander. You should come with us.
Where are you going?
Anywhere and everywhere.
I can't go back to Waterdeep. I've been
We're
banished.
not going back there for a while anyway. I mean, I don't want to go back to Waterdeep. That place kind of sucks. It's kind of boring. Although, the Bounty Hunter Guild is there, so I need to at one point.
Oh,
yeah,
bounty
wait.
hunting.
Yeah. Well, you have to be a
work.
bounty hunter?
I'm a bit retired now. I'm professional herder and landowner.
Oh, so you don't want to come with us then?
What would I do with my herds?
Well, you could sell them, or you could bring them. Army. We'd be kings, Balrog.
He'd be interested in bringing his Roth herd, as long as we don't go too far south. As long as it's north of the spine of the world, he'll wander with you.
Oh, cool.
Fuck's sake.
We've gained an army. Well, we'll tell you when we get going, Balrog, and you can come with us.
I'd love to see more of the world.
Well, that's what I want to do too. I want to fight strong enemies, and you're really strong, so we could train together.
He's interested. He's all a little bit taken back. This is all quite sudden, and quite frankly, it sounds like drunken talk. Yeah, mate, come and stay with me, brother. No, he won't mind. But you know, there's a chance that you're actually serious, and
Hell yeah.
he's half interested. Absolutely.
Jaraxxus would like kind of pipe up, like talking over his shoulder towards Balrog and Wild. I guess it'll also finally finish that debate over who's stronger.
What?
Just trying to spur you both on to see who's like make it a competition and see who's stronger in battle.
I'm retired.
And I'm the strongest.
You don't really mean that.
That's it. Come on, another arm wrestle.
You really want to win one of my Roths, don't you?
This one's just for fun.
Is that an attack roll with the banner?
I just put something in with the
Whoops.
so I could like click on it and have the
Oh
appear
god,
in the
he's
chat.
attacking. Son of a bitch!
Why don't you rage, idiot?
Yeah. I should, but I mean, I've set up, like, I don't want to rage just because I can, you know? Like,
Yeah.
why?
You're pissed off that he's winning.
I'm not pissed off. I finally found a stronger opponent. It's cool.
Aradel's gonna try and get drunk.
It's quite successful. Do you get drunk on Rotgut or mead?
He's an elf, so he would like better tasting things.
Mead is sweet and kind of like a dessert, like treacle.
Out of curiosity, how much is the fire brandy? The fire breathing brandy?
10 gold pieces a bottle.
A bottle? What about for like a shot?
Just a silver piece.
Just always. I'll go to the bar.
10 shots.
Get 2 shots, so two silver pieces, and I'll put both in front of Wild. And I go, if
I
you're
down
so
them both
strong-
immediately. Free things.
Does he?
Man, that tastes like shit.
It's awful. It's awful. It's very strong and it burns.
I'll take a mead, please.
I'll take two silver off my coin.
Mead is also the mead is 2 silver, and it's a much nicer drink.
That's right. Balrog's paying, so.
It is.
Awesome.
Mate.
I was hoping the name would be worse, and like the name would hold its keepsake. It would be worse, but no.
No, in fact, funny you should mention the name though, because it's just been rebranded. It's it's brandy that's been brought in from Mirabar, and just they've thrown a new label on it, and they call it their signature drink, as if they invented it themselves. But
Nice.
Trickery.
Full
Originally, it's
bullshit.
called sewage water.
Pretty much.
Holds to
Aaron-
its name.
Aradol's gonna try and like chat with the dwarves and talk about the dwarves of Mithril Hall that we encountered.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. They're very interested in that. And for the most part, they kind of think that you should have, let them do what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
It's Queen Dagnabbit. If she, said that it should be done this way, then it should be done this way. They're a little bit disappointed in you for not letting them smash the navigation chamber.
Yeah, but I tell him about how we gave him food and stuff and had a good chat as well.
And the story of riding the dragon in is all pretty interesting to them. But while you've been here for a while and you're starting to get pretty tipsy and
The prophet doesn't drink alcohol. He needs to be
Prophet
prepared
is
for
like
combat.
indeed.
Insane.
While
Yeah.
it's sloshed.
Can I try and deceive Prophet and tell him that it's just like watered down? It's like a soft drink. It's flavored water instead of ale. and
Prophet has
sugar.
like 18 intelligence.
I still want to try.
I guess.
You've never heard of alcohol before.
Deception. Fuck, where is deception? There it is. Ah, fuck, I was hoping.
And I guess it's what they're compelled by my insight as well.
Insights usually,
Insight.
yeah. But you should just-
Yeah, no.
Holds up the jug
Just
of
like-
flavored water.
Traxxas swears under his breath and drinks it
It's
himself.
just like I do not get your joke, and I do not find it funny.
Iron Will.
Mm.
Say, who among you said that? Who among you sold that giant hair armor earlier today? The man who's asking is probably in his 40s, and he has a thick moustache, couple of scars, and the muscles that you associate with wearing armor and swinging swords.
I guess Draxus would have had a few drinks by now. So yeah. Who's asking?
The name's Neff. I'm a bounty hunter. Just on the lookout for bounties.
Ah, whoa. These are my bounties. Thank you very much, friend. I say, sloshing my cup around, losing all the water, all the alcohol inside.
No, not trying to encroach, friend. I hoped you'd heard something. I'm looking for a friend. I haven't seen
I'll
him.
be your friend.
A specific friend, a dwarf. His name's Warvel. They call him the Weevil. Warvel Forkbeard. You know him?
Does that name ring a bell by any
Make out a
chance?
history check. Yeah, 17's pretty good. Yeah, Warvel the Weevil Forkbeard. He's like a criminal, a thief, a dude who's connected to a whole bunch of crimes. Last you heard, he was hiding somewhere up in the 10 Towns.
Yeah. Yeah, I sold that giant spirit armor. Yeah. What about
I'm
it?
looking for a friend, Warvel the Weevil. You you heard of him around anywhere?
I have. I've. And I hold up a wrong bounty poster. It's him! Him! Him!
I put my finger to his lips. Shh.
He's a friend of mine.
Why would a giant's lined coat armor help me find him at all?
Well, I thought if you're a giant killer, then you must be professional hunters.
I'm a giant
Ah.
killer. I flex.
Thought maybe you know, had heard of him or something. Never mind. If sorry to waste your time.
No. It seems my friend actually does have heard of him. Should I roll history as well, or
Yeah, go ahead.
history?
This is
My
Sir
strongs.
Barak Nyleth?
Yeah, he gave his name as Neff.
Yeah. I was just saying if that's who we're talking to on the map.
He is included in the blue circle of friendship.
You've not heard of this guy.
Barog,
I can
isn't it?
look at Wild. What have you heard of this guy?
He's there as well, isn't he?
He's bad. He's bad. He's money. He's worth money. He's a bounty.
Where have you seen?
I'm gonna get him.
Heard of him? Wild, shush, and like taps him on the nose. Jax is a little bit drunk at this point.
Come over here. He takes you over to like a corner. You pair who are talking to him, and he's responsible for some raids. He spearheaded several raids on the mines of Mirabar. Turned on his own people. He did, mostly stealing food and drink. It's true, but theft is theft, and the man needs to pay for it.
I have friends in Mirabar. No, was it
Right.
Mirabar? No, Mithril Hall. I have friends in. Never
Mithril.
mind.
Yeah. Right. Yes. Well, it seems Wild has heard of him at least. He's a bounty hunter himself. He knows about these sort of things.
Well, so he's meant to be addicted to this rock, this Flamebeard's fiber, and he had a mind that he might drop in and come for a sample. But I've been here for 10 days, and I'm yet to see him walk through that door. I'm beginning to think that maybe this was a waste of time.
How do you get addicted to that shit? It's awful.
I know.
Right. Well, I guess unless Wild knows exactly where he is.
He's that way.
Right. I'm sorry we can't help you further. Sorry, who are you with? Are you just a bounty hunter?
He shows you that he's wearing a single gauntlet. He drinks from his cup with barehanded, but he looks down at the gauntlet that he flexes in his hands. Does anyone? Neither of you have thieves' can, of course.
No, I don't.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Unless
So,
you're a urchin.
Oh, good call.
I think.
Um,
No, it's thieves' tools that they get.
Thieves' tools. Yeah, that's right. So you can make a history check. It's only DC 10.
As a bounty hunter, I would have
Oh.
seen it before, right?
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. All right, I'll do a history check then.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's a member of the Order of the Gauntlet, a knightly order dedicated to justice and chivalry and enforcing the Lord's laws.
You one of those guys that doesn't do this for money?
They have a higher calling.
Money is the highest calling there is. Bullshit.
I, on the other hand, can respect that, right?
I need more alcohol. And I walk over to Balrog again.
Can I have more money?
He's down to $65 pieces already, and like looks at his purse. And,
How much is Aradel drinking?
what's the bounty on this guy anyway?
I'm not sure. I'm not here to collect any bounties.
Oh,
But
right, yeah. Sorry.
and there's no, but I've heard that it's pretty high. If you were to take him to Mirabar, I'm certain it would be worth your while.
Right. Well, if there's any way I can include you in this capture for bringing this to our attention, I'm sure I can mention your name and get you ahead somewhere.
Oh, you think to find him, do you?
Oh,
Well, good luck to you.
I mean, I don't intend to go searching every nook and cranny, but if our paths cross, then, well, I guess they cross.
I shall be waiting here until I can think of a better plan.
Well, you could always buy a bunch and go around to be a traveling, and he puts his fingers up as in like quotation marks, traveling merchant of the stuff, and hope he attacks you, but I mean that's a bit risky.
Bad idea. I'll give it some thought.
Well, I wish you good luck on that. And he puts out his hand to shake his.
And he shakes yours, the hand that has no gauntlet, cold from his beard.
I'll see you around. And he gets up and rejoins his crew, his party.
He seems to relax and goes back to pretending to be a common caravan guard.
Oh yeah, the prophet's got to berate the champion for a second here.
Hello.
So, you remember what happened earlier?
With
The gnome?
oh yeah.
Do you think such deception is befitting of the champion?
I mean, doesn't matter.
Yes, when the bards sing of this tale, how you basically robbed a poor gnome of his gold. How would you be an inspiration to all if you act like this?
Well, he got a discount anyway. We're just trying to get more for our bargain.
Just remember, your actions have consequences on how people perceive you. Act appropriately, you are the champion.
Well, I'll keep that in mind.
That's good to hear. He lets you get back to your drink, I guess.
He isn't drinking.
Like a disappointed father.
Yeah, jeez. Sorry, Dad.
But the prophet will remember that.
He loves you. He's not angry. He's just disappointed.
He wants the best.
That's worse. That's worse than angry.
You could be a lawyer, you could be a doctor, you could be president of Bryn Shander. But not if you keep hanging around with these people.
Especially that wild god, he's a bad influence on you.
So much PTSD from my childhood. Stop. I guess once it gets to a certain point in the night, I'd pull Prophet aside, and I'd tell him about the information about the church, the church of the main church in all of Bryn Shander, and about how there's a boy that came here from another town, and he might have information on the ring. He agrees and just happy that he got the information back to Prophet. Slightly worried about his health in the year to come.
Rip Prophet.
Surprising that you care more about his health than he does, because his only concern is stopping the giants.
Such selflessness.
Well, I mean, it's literally everyone in the world, everyone he knows and doesn't know, will die unless he acts.
Alright.
As the night wears on, there are companions who are willing to. They seem all too willing to warm your bed but after a little bit of inquiry, it becomes clear that they are hoping for compensation for the act of doing so.
Wild.
Oh, am I paying for everyone? Am I? No, he's like blind drunk right now. He wants to sleep, and he's probably trying to ride Magnifico through to the skies like a skyline.
This is Magnifico's chance to kill you.
Rodeo!
Erdo's just pretty drunk too, but he's like a tired drunk.
Alright. It's a cold night. A cold, dark night in Bryn Shander. As you either sleep collectively on the floor in the hearths or out in one of the cold rooms with naught but a few blankets to keep you warm.
How does the ring of warmth interact with how cold it is here?
It's good. It's good. It ring of warmth. This place very, very rarely gets as cold that would even register on the ring of warmth. So you're comfortable at all times.
Good to hear. Otherwise, he'd be dead, I guess.
Yeah.
Through
There's a lot of sunlight.
through the night, Jaraxxus would every now and then just like get a fire bolt in his hands and then just like heat up a piece of like a dagger and then keep it in bed with him to keep the warmth in the bed.
Perfect.
While
When you wake up, it's frozen to your skin. And,
Wild followed Balrog home,
Oh.
Oh.
and
Oh.
no,
Is this a turning point?
no.
Oh.
You know, I'm single now.
Been lonely.
Oh yeah, he's so drunk.
Erdo's gonna clutch his pack and sleep in front of the hearth,
Excellent.
like in the fetal position.
Let's do a quick prestidigitation on the champion's blanket to make it warm, so it's warm for at least 1 hour.
Wow, that's so nice.
Oh.
That's cute.
The cold never bothered him.
That's
Oh, wait.
right.
I trance. How does going to bed drunk as a elf happen?
Probably takes a while to get your focus. Get snapping out of it as you start thinking about nachos.
Like, yes.
Balrog sleeps with his Roth. There's just one room, and he lets all of his livestock in, and they just hang around the lounge room.
Me too, I guess.
You too. It's quite warm in here. It's one of the warmest buildings in all of Bryn Shander.
Self-eating.
That's it.
Magnifico's also in there.
This-
Eat any of the
Fuck
roast.
me.
the Roth aren't happy, and ultimately he says that the creature can't come in because the Roth are just going to keep headbutting it all night.
Fuck. Alright,
Cannon down
I'm drunk.
outside.
Man, go! Out there.
And he's angry. What shall I do? Where shall I go? It's too cold.
Didn't you pay for a stable already for him?
No,
I did,
Like,
you
fine,
know.
my dear, I don't give a damn.
Fine, I'm just gonna walk with him. We're going for a walk. We're going to find a stable.
Find us someone willing to give a stable up for 10 gold pieces in the middle of the night.
Profit. I love that reference, by the
Fuck.
way.
What was it?
It was, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Alright. You wake up the next morning in Bryn Shander in various states of coldness.
I guess since you didn't drink, you probably would have woken up pretty much earliest out of most people.
You get to see the bleak sunrise over the endless white.
He wants to test something. I guess is it like a bench outside the tavern?
Yeah, bench outside the tavern. There's a couple of birds that are hanging around.
Stick your tongue to it.
No, and I figured out something I'd probably do if I had the find familiar spell, because you can like see its senses. So he's just gonna fly it within 100 feet of him, like, and just sit on the bench.
Sure.
It's like he gets to fly.
You experience it firsthand.
See, any Kenku would probably pay for this,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
because that's how he spends his early morning before the party wakes up.
beautiful. And so you're bonding with a new familiar as you take forms, take a new form, and experience the world from a different angle. The party rises ever so slowly because even at 9 a.m. it's still too cold to get out of bed.
It's 9 a.m. and it's time to wake up. You can't slay all the giants and save the world if you're sleeping.
I'm on like the common room floor with like literally every other patron, right?
It's time to wake the champion. He's got a busy day.
He'd
Some
probably
of
be
got
just laying
Barbarian
down.
is hugging you, like some of us got Barbarian is spooning with you at the moment.
Sorry, what's that, Raska?
I'd probably be like just laying next to the hearth side of it, like just
It-
sitting there. I wouldn't
the
have gone
cat is-
outside.
The cat is sleeping on your chest.
I'd
You
be
can't
petting it
move.
like an evil villain.
That's it. You can't move now because the cat's on your chest. You're stuck there until like 10:30 a.m. when the cat finally gets up and moves.
The prophet
How are
cares not for the whims of a cat.
Prophet lays down on his chest and sleeps.
Aradon pats himself down, gets up, starts putting on his hide armor. Strap in.
Strap
All
in,
right.
strap out.
So here we are in Bryn Shander. It's a place where not a lot goes on, but there are a wide range of people. Barbarians, half-orcs, dwarven miners. Only a handful of priests. There's only a single temple in all of the town, and no sign of any wizards guild or anything like that.
So
But it's a trade meet, a trade centre. It's the only place north of the spine of the world that you can expect to find a reliable market.
So what temple would this, well, what god would this temple be dedicated to?
The god is it's Torm, Tyr, and Ilmater, known also as the Triad, the gods of chivalry, of suffering, of justice. But it's quite clear that the building was built by dwarves, even though they're traditionally human gods.
Is it slightly too short for everyone, and is that all?
I guess that's what it is. It's
Set
the,
for
it's the only stone building, and in like everywhere in Bryn Shander is made of wood, wood roofs, log huts, and so the stone building of the temple stands out completely. The architecture is nothing like anything else in the entire town.
So it's still too tall for prophet then.
I guess so.
The wolves are 3 to 4 if I remember correct.
Around there.
Yeah, about 4 foot, 4.5, 5.
Mountain dwarves are the taller ones.
Not
Because
bad
dwarves
insulation.
don't go anywhere, so it weighs them
Gnomes are
down.
taller than kobolds. So anyway, there's this person we needed to talk to at the temple. You said, Jalaxus?
Yes. His name was, and I just recite the name. I am a little drunk IRL, so
Siri?
I
Me
don't
too.
remember the name precisely.
Sirac of Suzail, and what's
Sirac of
important about
Suzail.
him is that he was the child of a pair of halfling adventurers, one who was a nasty druid and the other who was a carefree bard.
Yes, and Draxus would make the. I mean, I would. Yeah, Draxus would make the connection. That is, from what the Valdora said, it would be the son of the guy who would hold the ring, who used to hold the ring. So he'd share that with Prophet, and then I mean, I guess everyone else in private as well, and head towards the chapel. Yeah. I believe so. And he is said to live forever.
And now we're going to his son to talk to him.
Yep.
So, this live forever bard
Mm-hmm.
had a child with a bad druid.
It seems so. Yeah.
What if he like reincarnated himself and he is this child?
I suppose the tales never did say how he lived forever. I guess we should be careful about talking to him then.
Maybe.
Hmm.
Aradol's like rubbing his eyes. And he gets the I don't know, I grab the cask of mead from the cart and start drinking.
From working back before I was transported to this time, when I used to study at the Magic Academy, did I ever hear of or study of any spells that could reincarnate a person into a new baby, like a new person?
It's a secret technique that only the druids know.
Okay.
Mm, yeah.
And gods can
no-
do it.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
For augury, what tools does Aradel use? Because we've seen him cast a spell.
A special kaleidoscope sort of thing. Like,
And
you know, there's like, you know that like tumbler kaleidoscope where you like look
Yeah.
through it, look into it, like
Yeah.
with the tube?
because
Yeah.
since the more profit mockeries might be coming up, he's going to use
He-
prestidigitation to make it like a cheap facsimile of the thing appear. It's like, what's going to happen at the temple? And he throws. It's like, oh look, wheel and woe.
You want me to? You want me to augur this?
If you wish.
Oh well, I've got time. And then I don't know, sits down in front of the
You
hearth or
better bring
whatever.
clarity this time.
It's not my choice.
This is
And yeah.
why the weave is superior to gods. The weave does what you tell it to.
The weave is kept by gods.
Ooh.
But it is separate from them.
Not necessarily.
But if you can tell the weave to do stuff, why do you need him to do this?
I do not need him. The original was a joke, a mockery. But he wishes to show that it is serious, and anything for the cause is worth it.
That's
I
some
will-
pretty complex reverse psychology right there.
Aradel's like hungover, half tired, so he's like just doing it anyway. He's gonna take the 11 minutes it takes to cast augury.
All right.
And the question would be, or the encounter would be results of a specific course of action. Meeting up with the boy Cyric or whatever his name was in
The
the
temple.
temple.
Wheel and woe.
Wheel and woe.
What a surprise! Shocking.
Wow. Prophet gets it right.
Well, the weave works in mysterious ways.
Only to those who are blind to it.
I don't pretend to read it.
You should look at my
Uh,
notes. Maybe you'll learn something.
Maybe.
Let's get going. The day is wasting.
Alright.
So you find Cyric of Suzale where you expect to find him in the temple. He's not the only priest, and he's not even the most important priest. It's clear that a human runs this place, an old guy called Delvon, who's at least 50 and probably more. The old Delvon looks like he has the faded muscles of a man who used to be a warrior, but whose time is beginning to catch up with him. You can still see how he walks like a soldier, parading around straight-backed and with determined steps. By contrast, the little halfling Sirac of Suzale has none of that demeanor. He's quiet and unassuming, shy, and kind of looks out of place. But is clearly at home as he lights the lamps and distributes the oil and offers small condolences to people who've lost loved ones in recent times. Um, so you're walking around this temple, the largest building, the only true place of worship, the only true temple, a stone building that stands out well and truly against all the other wooden buildings. Um, it's most of the people here are worshiping quietly to themselves.
Do we see Serac then?
You do. He's like lighting lamps and pouring oil and talking to some people who've lost their loved ones recently.
Suppose
If no one else
go talk
approaches, I'd approach
we'll go to
first,
him.
I guess.
Hello, can I help you? Welcome to the temple. Are you here to pray?
No, we're here to talk to you.
Yeah.
I've done nothing wrong, I assure you.
Oh no, nothing like that. We're a part of Nerd.
He's
we just need to.
confused.
I'm terribly sorry. Is there somewhere we could sit down and have a chat? You're not in trouble or anything.
He looks over to the priest who wanders over, shuffles over. How can I help you, my friend?
We would like to be able to talk to this dear fellow here for a time. He has information that could help our investigation.
Investigation?
Yes, we're Nerd. We're here to do some investigations, but obviously, it is quite secretive as the nature of our business, so we don't cause panic within the nation.
You're in a house of truth and of justice. Sirac? He shrugs his shoulders, and the priest lets you take him to somewhere fairly open, beneath the statue of Ilmater, the god of suffering, the god of faith, of enduring suffering, more particularly. And this bleeding god, this statue that you're underneath, watches over you as you interrogate the lad.
Right. I suppose we should sit down, and he gestures to sit down anywhere they can, I guess.
There's like benches, yeah.
Yeah. As I said, we're a part of Nerd, and we investigating the activity of giants in the area, and therefore trying to deal with this problem that the country's feeling at the moment. What we'd like, sir, is all we need from you, actually, just a little bit of information. You see, we believe that almost all parties involved in it are after a key object that you might be tied with. Does that bring anything to mind?
I don't have anything. I don't earn much money here in the
You
temple.
mean an object your father may have owned?
This is about my father. Oh, always about my mother and father. You know, I'm an orphan. I can't remember ever seeing my parents in my entire life. I don't know where they are.
Insight.
That's...
Can I insight?
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess...
He appears flustered, flabbergasted.
That's all right. We're not trying to find them. We're just here for any information you can give us to help us. We're not pushing you in any way. All we want to know.
Father gives you a strange look.
I kind of give a stern look back to him, even showing it off a little bit to gain the trust of the child sitting in front of me.
Good wizard, bad wizard.
He'll sit back, kind of like sit back casually in his chair. He's like, so, I guess we'll start from the beginning. You said you were an orphan, yes?
Yes, that's right. I'm Cyric of Suzail. I come from Suzail. It's in Cormier, a country over by the inner sea. I have nothing to do with my mother and father. They live in the forest. Well, they did.
Direxus pulls out like a piece of parchment and a pen, and he just starts writing down. Right. You say a forest. What forest is this?
It's the border forest. It sits on the edge of the Anarok Desert, the Dale Lands, the Desert Mouth Mountains, and I think the Moonsea. I think.
Does he seem to be like trying to lead us on a goose chase, or
Make an insight check.
tell the truth?
Do a bit of inciting.
Science.
Trying to be helpful.
Okay. Huh. That's brilliant. Thank you. Right. You say you obviously. What's the first thing you can remember? Obviously, anything before the orphanage, or is it just at the orphanage?
No, I don't. I don't remember anything. I grew up. I grew up in an orphanage in a big city. I didn't like it there, and I ran away all the time. I pretty much raised myself on the streets.
He kind of like leans forward and shuffles a little bit closer to him, and like kind of just still remaining his relaxed features, and just. I mean, it's a hard life on the street. Did anyone help you, or did you receive any aid, unexpected help anywhere?
It was the spell plague. No one had time to help anyone.
That
I
was
know.
100 years ago, wasn't it?
10 years ago.
No, it went for 100 years, but I was born at the end. I'm in my 20s now, so that's the first thing I remember is blue fire.
Yeah, I can console with you on that. I'm actually from the past, about 10 years or so. I actually helped destroy that fire and send it to somewhere else. So I feel for you, and I'm sorry we couldn't help you further. But I need to help right here and right now. Please, if there is any information you think that could help us, we need to know. Kind of pressures a little bit harder.
Make a persuasion roll.
Okay.
He shakes his head. There's nothing I can think of.
Why do Turk circles? Just ask him directly. Do you know of the Ring of Four Seasons?
He gulps. My father found it before he met my mother. I don't think he ever used it, but it was meant to be a powerful ring that, I don't know, could change the seasons or something. I don't know. I've never seen it. I've never seen him.
And my research leads me to believe at least the ring is here in the city.
The ring's here now?
Quite fortuitous, is it not?
With my father?
That I cannot say. At least the ring is here in the very least.
Drax just keeps nodding down everything that's being said.
So, unlike Jolak, who's been trying to be quite confident, like the prof is just sort of staring him down.
He's got these thick gloves on. These thick walrus skin gloves, and he rubs his hands together as he starts thinking.
It's a bit warm in here. Why do you not remove your gloves for us?
I'm from Suzail. It's a tropical. It's a temperate area. Not always cold like this place. I like it here, but it's frosty.
I feel you on that one, kid.
Is he being deceptive here?
It's hard to tell at this point.
I'll light a fire inside in my palm. Like, here, take your gloves off and warm up here.
Is it safe?
Please. I guess everyone notices at this point. For some reason, even though it's a magical fire, it's always drifting towards me, no matter what wind happens. Yeah, it's always safe. Trust me. As I said, I'm from the past. I've had plenty of years to practice magic.
He takes one glove off and leans his hand in towards it.
Nothing happens. See? Perfectly safe.
We're all from the past, Jaraxxus.
Not like me, you ain't.
Hmm,
He's a human, isn't he?
that's a
For
pretty
me,
neat
yeah,
trick.
I am.
Puts the glove that he took off back on.
Snuffs the fire out, just leaves it. Say, you seem like a nice guy. If you had this... Theoretically, if you had this Ring of Four Seasons, what would you do with it?
Well, I'd probably make it summer forever. If this is summer, imagine what it's like in winter. I think I'm gonna have to get out of here. I'm not sure that I can live here for the rest of my life, but I love it. So I don't know. It's so beautiful up here, so wild and free. And I guess once you get used to the cold, it won't be too bad.
Kid, I know of a place that's wild, free, and warm. And I tell him about my homeland.
He's pretty interested. Yeah, it sounds amazing. Are you an explorer?
I'm a bounty hunter, and I want to be chief of my clan. We live in the area that I told you about. And to become chief, you have to travel. You have to be strong. You have to have seen the world, and you have to defeat a great foe. And that is what I'm currently trying to achieve. And then when I get back, I have to fight my father for the throne.
You're going to fight your father?
Yes. That is how my clan operates. The strongest will be chief.
Oh, well, I suppose that's like a meritocracy, really. I
Yeah,
guess.
well, meritocracy, that one.
He smiles weakly.
Do I see, like, hope in his eyes when Wild mentions fighting his father?
Make an insight check.
Or like a sort of like kindred spirit sort of thing.
Yeah, like, maybe I could do that sort of thing.
He's terrified of the thought.
Did we ever have the Ring of the Seasons described to us? Like what it physically appeared like?
I don't think so, no. It's only been ever mentioned as the Ring of Four Seasons.
Because if I knew what it looked like, I could probably trick him into revealing if he had it or not.
Yeah. I don't think we do, though. I think it's only ever just been said. Clovis looks at the rest of the group to see if they have anything else to say.
I was gonna say, if this kid seems interested in going to my homeland, that I'm gonna talk to Magnifico real quick.
Sure.
Magnifico!
Train.
I am your master. You gotta remember that, right? I'm
I
stronger
hate
than
this
you.
place.
You do hate this place. I also hate this place, sort of, but I need to be here. You don't have to. My homeland. You go back there with this kid, and you protect him. Alright? How about that? It's warm, it's nice. If you come back and you tell them that you're with me, I'll treat you really well. You can have as much food as you want.
That's probably not a good idea.
I will take this plump child south, and I will not return, as according to your orders, master.
Don't.
Alright,
don't
the way
do
you phrase that then sort of has me a little bit on edge. Are you gonna eat the child?
No.
Inside.
Yeah, I would like to insight that as well.
Guidance.
20 plus a slash.
That's my
Not
guidance.
at least until it reaches the spine of the world.
For fuck's sake. Is a blood pack the thing I can do with Magnifico, or is that just between people, sort of thing?
He can sign a blood pact. Yeah, that's right. But Manticores are pretty known for treachery, so.
Oh, for
How much does a Manticore care about their soul when there's like such a tasty boy there?
Exactly. You know, like. Yeah, like soul is eternity, but boy is here and now.
They think about the short term.
I'd lean into the boy at this point and be like, you know that thing's gonna eat you. I mean, if you don't give us everything, you know, this whole world's gonna come to an end, and then nothing's gonna matter.
I'm feeling scared. I'm going to call for the priest.
No, wait, no, you don't need to be scared. Nothing, we're not gonna hurt you. This guy's just
The
a bit of
priest
an
will side
asshole.
with us. He is, if his gods truly are of justice and truth.
Why are you being so mean to this poor kid? Leave him alone.
Because the weight of the world may hang on his shoulders.
Really?
On his other hand,
What do we need this ring for?
He looks at
it
his
is a
other hand.
powerful artifact that could help the cause immensely.
Don't you want it to save your soul? Jorax has told us that before.
Help me save my soul! Torm! Tyr! Ilmater! Save my soul!
And
What?
who's to say
Your
that I
soul's
am loyal
fine.
to the Lich?
Well, I mean, you're trying
There's
to
a
get an
lich.
artifact.
No,
For
no.
the cause, for the champion.
You're
The
working for a lich?
No,
I work
we're
for
working
the champion
Waterdeep.
only.
The giants also seek the ring to destroy our world. They wish to take us back to what where the roots were, when they used to rule the world. If they find the artifact, they're going to take it and destroy the world as we know it. We need to stop that before it happens.
You must find the artifact.
Exactly. So we need to know everything you know. He like almost pleading now, like leaning in, holding his hand, one with the gloves. The one that didn't. No, the one that he showed us.
He offers you his hand.
In marriage.
I'll take the glove off.
It has no rings.
I'll start to slowly move towards the other hand and take the glove off.
No rings on that hand either.
It's on his toes.
It's a Prince Albert.
Oh
Oh
god.
god.
He takes both hands and pushes them together, kind of like warming them up a little bit. Please, you must tell us.
I don't know where my father is. The last I heard, he was traveling the world, far south in Chult, a half a world away, while my mother was still ruling the border forest on the other side of Anarak. I don't know. I've heard that they hate each other now. That they're still married, but they argue and bicker at all times. The only other thing I can think of, the Roaring Horns. My father has some friends in Waterdeep, a noble family called the Roaring Horns. When he visits Waterdeep, he stays with them, or so I've heard.
I hand his gloves back and pat him on the shoulder. If all goes well, rate our victory of everything, survive. You will be called upon, and you will be graced with all the riches and honor as we get. For if we win and your information is correct, you shall have saved this world as well. Your gods will be proud. And you'll pat him on the back.
Praise Torm, Tyr, and Ilmater. May you suffer in his name. May they bring justice and fairness, and may you be honorable in all endeavors.
Kind of, you see like a slight twinge in Draxus's face as he mentions like he's giving everything to the gods. Just almost a bit of despite, and he turns away, starts to leave.
Wild has a blessing from Ilmater, doesn't he? From giving the pack back in Nightstone to the church.
Sounds accurate.
They covered you
Yeah,
in holy water.
It was gonna like, yeah, they gave me a blessing, and you said it was gonna happen at some point or something
Good call.
when I need it.
Excellent.
The Triad smites him down for his deceptions in their tent.
Is snake oil salesman.
So is the party leaving now? I guess.
Drax is dead,
So okay.
but I'm
This
not sure
is
about
strange.
everyone else.
So he gets up off the chair, and before he leaves, he's like, "I hope if you have deceived us, boy, your gods of justice bring down their worst punishments upon you." He leaves too.
Jesus! I'm gonna pat him on. I'm gonna pat the kid on the back and be like, "Don't listen to the fucking kobold. He's an asshole." And I'll give him 10
Oh.
gold.
I thought it was a baby lizard man.
Yeah, it might as well be.
Baby lizard man stands up. I hate you.
Death stare.
I gave him 10 gold as well.
What's this for?
If you want to get out of here, just keep it. You might need it.
You seem
Also, I'm
thinking
sorry for my
about it.
party.
Well, as you're leaving, you seem to think about it, but he instead puts the money in the donation box.
Aw, what a good kid.
Is he just atoning for terrible crimes? He is just
Have a soul, man. Jesus.
never.
Arendelle's gonna leave last. That was strange. The augury revealed weal and woe, yet nothing of important happened.
Well, we did get 2 points of information. We got the family down at Waterdeep, and the Edge Forest wife. 2 sources of information to go on. I'd call that a success if you don't mind me saying.
Roaring Horn.
Roaring Horn, yeah. Jax is also kind of like pipes in at the last minute, like, you know what they say about the wife? The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Border.
Border.
Yeah.
Hey, you got the meaning right. Can I like hang around that church to see if the kid like slips out anywhere?
Absolutely. You stick around for the rest of the day, and he is dutiful and hardworking.
Alright.
I guess while he's doing that, I'd slip back to the markets in the center of town and try and
Yeah.
find Beldora.
I thought I
She-
probably could have done this. Should have done this last night. Do I do the Arcana roll for writing the spell into the book?
Go for it, yeah.
Unfortunately, I cannot portent this because my portents are very low.
What's this for?
Remember, I
Just
got
trying
a
to write shield. into
Yeah,
the
it should
book.
be a DC 11.
You don't need to roll to write.
Yeah, you do.
Don't you? Do you? Unless it's over your level.
I thought it was just 10 plus. I mean, I succeed anyway.
No, it's for casting spells that is above your level. You have to roll.
For writing, recording spells. Yeah.
Yeah, but recording spells, it just takes a certain amount of hours per the spell's level, and certain amount of gold per the spell's level, and certain amount of pages too.
When you copy a spell from a spell scroll, you must succeed an Intelligence Arcana check with a DC equal to 10 plus the spell's
Ah.
level.
Excellent.
There you go. I stand corrected.
I'll be back real quick.
Cool. You find Belladonna easily enough. She's currently camped around, huddled with a bunch of Uthgar who are telling her tales about what they've done out in the forest. They look like they're winning her over, but little do they realise she's just leeching information out of them.
I guess I'd try and lock eyes with her, and then I'd walk like towards like the same place where we were chatting before, out of the way.
And she excuses herself from the Uthgar, calling them all gentlemen. They bellow and get angry, and One of them even calls her a frigid bitch, and she wanders off. But she's pretty used to that sort of treatment, as most of the women up here are. And yeah, she comes and joins you, stands by your fire, and throws a lump of coal into the brazier to spark it up a little.
She's been banned for Christmas.
Rubs his hands together and kind of warms them by the fire, and just kind of slowly, in a low voice, says, "Is it horn callers? What was the name?
Roaring Horn?
Roaring Horn, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
He says, Roaring Horn, what do you guys know about them down in Waterdeep?
It's not a family that I'm familiar with, the Roaring Horns. I believe that they're quite rich, maybe connected to one of the guilds. Oh, think. No, it's not. I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank. They breed horses. I think that they are rivals with some other houses. No. Lots of wizards. Yes, lots of wizards in their family.
Do the wizards seem to have a lot of knowledge on weather magic?
Oh, weather magic. Well, I guess so. They're nature wizards, if such a thing exists, which is why they have such good affiliation with animals. Um.
Drax kind of swears under his breath and kind of looks down. Send it to the gnome. Tell him to keep an eye on that guild. They have connections to that bard.
Oh. Oh, how surprising.
Agreed. Fill me in with any information you pick up. We're going source of information. Hopefully we can find out there what exactly the whereabouts of this ring is.
No, I can't think of anything. Did you hear that Luskan was attacked by frost giants sometime earlier in the month?
Yes, me and another infiltrated their hideout. We investigated the ship but found nothing of nothing of value. I'm afraid there's no information there to gather.
Oh well, it's I shall pass the information that you've given me onto the appropriate channels. She says, tapping the pocket where the pearl is.
Gives a slight nod of knowing. Kind of disguises it as a cough. Right.
When you travel through there, if you travel south, be sure to stop by Hundlestone and say hello to your friend, Thwip.
Hundlestone, right. Well, send our friend a message to let him know that to expect good company.
Wonderful. And she looks you up and down. How old are you?
And kind of ponders for a bit. Well, if you count before the time jump, I guess I'd be around 25, but if you don't include it, then I guess 30 something? I don't know.
Still too young. A pity.
Can I roll insight to see what she meant by that?
Sure.
You should have said old enough to know better.
Yeah.
It looks like she's cold and wouldn't mind sharing a brandy with someone tonight.
Okay. He, even knowing this information, doesn't sort of fully understand where that would lead, doesn't really have much interactions with the other sex. Right. Very well.
Virgin.
Yeah.
You're supposed to,
25?
you're
Wow.
supposed to play different characters and then you do it. Unreal.
I missed that. What was that? Oh well.
All you need to know is he got you fucking good.
Okay. He kind of gives a nod to Belladora. Just alright. Well, if there's any updates, which I guess we'll be back later. Give me an update, will ya?
Yes, of course. I envy you, you know, out there wandering the world, seeing all that there is to see. Nothing but your swords and spells to keep you safe.
Hmm. It isn't all cracked up as it is, you know. It's dangerous. It's not exactly safe. That and well, we never get to settle anywhere. You miss, I don't know, a bit of a normal life.
Make a perception check.
She robbing me?
Yes.
Pickpocket.
Oh, deception.
She's got her hand on your bag of rocks.
Hmm. I'll let it go.
She's fondling your rocks.
Yeah,
That's it.
I'll let her take it if she wants it.
She feels she gives a bit of a scrunch and doesn't seem to like what she finds and just leaves it where it is. Clever.
You know, if you like rocks that much, I can go find you some.
I prefer them on the end of a ring.
Oh.
Got none here. And he starts to walk away.
Gives the
Be
ring.
safe, he calls over his shoulder.
She goes over and joins the companions, and a guy with a thick black beard and a wolf skin with the same colour. And
She then pulls out your real bag of gold and buys her around.
that's it.
That was the distraction.
Yeah. I guess I'd head back to the tavern because I wouldn't know where anyone else was.
It's another cold day in Bryn Shander.
Do we all get together at the end, or has anyone got something else to do? Oh wait, does the star medal things are they done on the first day or are they?
No, it'll take a couple of days. Yeah,
Ah.
3 days.
Cool. Right.
The inn is smoky. There's the smoke partly from the fire, but also from the thick tobacco that everyone's warming themselves up with. People get quite drunk quite early. Some people have been drinking since last night, and they're just still go and vomit outside, come back in, and have another one. It's a place for hard people who enjoy hard living.
We work hard and we play hard.
And sometimes we don't work at all. We just drink hard instead.
That's the weekends. We all meet up then, I guess.
Absolutely.
Well, what are we doing here exactly now?
Well,
You and Prophet seem to have some inkling of a idea of what you guys are doing.
I guess I'd pull anyone listening like to a bit of a secluded corner, so trying not to let anyone overhear us. And I just basically give them a quick fill-in about how I followed the guy. I met some contacts. I've got someone doing some investigation in Waterdeep about the that royal family and all the information I've gathered from her, and how we should most likely set out to the border forest next if we want to keep pursuing this ring.
And where's that?
Would I know where that is?
I will show you where it is.
In the middle of fucking
sure we can
nowhere.
find a map.
You are not gonna like it.
It's gonna be on the other side of the bloody world.
It's gonna be like by the Arn Forest or something, Stu.
Actually, I can't show you where it is because it's not on this map. It lies on the other side of the Anarok Desert.
Oh,
Where I
wow.
came from.
That
What's
is
the fucking
a
point?
bit further.
That is a bit far.
Unless
Although, I do know a shortcut. We all know a shortcut.
Yeah, if we go this way.
he's talking about this. He's talking about the stone arches.
Yeah, stone
find America.
arches. That would get us from all the way from Helm's Hold to the Arn Forest. At least.
Get us, yeah, get us to Asgore.
Asgore, sorry, Asgore. I mean, but then we're gonna have to deal with a Sapphire Dragon.
A blue dragon, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down.
These are not good options, are they?
Off you go.
Like, I like the way you've got these so many solutions, but like
You first.
none of them are good solutions. But you've got so many of them. It's good.
But there must be something here for us to do if Zephyros saw us here. Like, this is of import.
Maybe we should keep our ears to the ground for a bit, staying in Shanda.
Maybe there's
Visit
just
it.
something we're missing. I'm gonna go, like, on the next day. I'll go and do stuff, but it's the afternoon, right?
Yeah, you notice that every day since you've arrived, the weather has been getting worse.
Well, I'm gonna go ask. I'm gonna go talk to the sheriff tomorrow.
What do you hope to gain from that talk?
Well, him and what was her name? The townsfolk.
Yeah, the
town
speaker. Yeah.
Well, the sheriff and the speaker were sort of sharing a knowing look when we said that we had killed some giants.
Oh. I guess
They
Maybe
could just
they-
be lovers.
Maybe they have a task for us.
maybe.
Maybe wild, but maybe not.
You think they'll reward us?
Well,
Preserving the lives of all is reward enough.
I guess it's better.
I
than
would prefer
traveling-
gold.
I guess it's better than traveling the whole across the continent to get to some place we might get information.
that's a rumor as well.
Exactly. Very well. We can do what you want. I said we can do your plan. We'll go talk to him, see what he knows.
All right. Next day then.
Yeah.
Do we have the money to get drunk another night?
How do you?
I don't know.
Draxus
Can Arendelle
does.
persuade someone to buy him drinks?
Nope. Draxus is put off liquor for tonight because he drank too much the other night.
Aradelle's finally left his hometown where he can be free and do whatever he wants.
Balrog will pay one more night just for Troll Skull.
Ooh.
Because, you know,
Yeah,
some-
Balrog!
So yeah, but it's a limited tab. You only get a couple of drinks and a meal, and then it's
Nice.
bedtime for everyone.
Instead of a
Right
couple
on.
drinks, I get 2 meals.
Arendelle
Alright.
takes him up on that.
Instead of a
Arendelle
meal, I
gives
get
him an egg
more
in
drinks.
exchange.
Drinks.
If Prophet would put his meal next to Rascan's, cast prestidigitation and make all 3 meals taste better.
Nice.
That's a neat trick. I heard that kobolds were good chefs, but I didn't know you used magic.
Guess
Where did you hear that Kobold's a good chef?
In the Underdark, everyone wants a kobold chef.
Incredible.
They're like an accessory, that's funny.
Yeah,
He's
special.
like our
specialized.
accessory.
Are you their expensive slave?
I am the prophet.
Oh, that's how you
Yeah.
make your money. You get your profits from this guy. That makes sense. He's a good cook. Must bring in the profits.
He's like a different brand.
I am not surprised you work here. You deserve it.
I'm a landowner.
Here.
Yeah, that's right. I run Ruth out in the wilds.
You gonna start a fight with
Icewind Dale.
a Minotaur?
And
Just
wild.
And wild. Now, I've got a critical fail for you guys.
I'll arm wrestle you.
Don't your people respect land ownership?
My people are not a homogenous group. I have my own beliefs.
Don't you ever want to own land? You own your own home? Have a little property?
No, my life is destined for other things.
Hmm. Faith is good too. Faith keeps people going.
No, not faith. Knowledge.
Balrog, anything peculiar happening around 10 Towns at this point?
This weather gets worse every day. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to graze my herd before winter if this doesn't let up soon. I'd say it's unnatural.
Unnaturally
As if
cold
caused
in the north.
by an artifact of some kind.
Aye, might be. I thought maybe an angry witch.
A certain ring of 4 seasons.
Oh. That'd be pretty amazing. What does it do?
We have been told it can change the seasons.
Oh. Gee. Did you make it summer?
I may, if we get the ring.
This is how we find the ring. We ask literally every person. If they reply and make it summer, it's not them.
That's actually a pretty effective plan.
You're letting the curtain slip there, Arctic. We can see behind it now.
That's right. Like this is some fourth wall riddle shit that you've just worked out there. That's,
We just need to find Elsa, because the cold never bothered her anyway.
exactly. She's got the ring. You can be sure she made it.
Alright. Oh. Does anyone specifically profit off of a hard winter?
Guess people who sell ice.
What?
Like
I mean, negative.
Exported out of.
Oh, right.
How about priestesses of Oral, the goddess of cold and frosty stuff? Yeah, I've heard it's up in Anarok. You know, if you go far enough north in Anarok in the Great Desert, it all turns to ice. A place where no snow or rain falls, just an endless glacier. They say that place is sacred. But I've heard other things as well. I've heard that she had a necklace that fell into the sea and made islands and all sorts of bullshit.
An
Old
endless
magic
sea of
is no
ice
potent.
near a desert. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, doesn't sound very likely to me either.
Wow, a lot of things seem to be centering around Anarok right now.
See this white part?
Yeah. How tall is that?
Yeah, good question. I don't know. Don't know the answer.
6 foot tall.
Huge.
6 foot, at least 6'6".
Let's
Fucking
quickly
big
check.
motherfucker.
Could be 3 miles tall.
Good there.
About 40 meters, actually.
Remember, Zephyros saw us trudging through the ice and snow. How did we get? We presumed it. Bryn Shander. How do we not know it is that place?
Because you literally just said it doesn't snow there.
Guess that's a question that we have to ask ourselves 3 weeks ago.
Ah, but
Well,
I
if
thought
it
it
snows
was
on the floor, it
accurately
has
up
to
to
snow.
a month ago.
Good point. Yeah, good call. Yeah, good. Nice work. No, it was trudging through snow that was deep enough for you to leave big, heavy prints in, and there was a bit of not a blizzard, but it was driving snow, kind of like this. The weather similar to what you got now.
And it doesn't snow there, but it snows here.
It does snow here. Over there, it's a desert, and there are such things as frozen deserts. They don't get any precipitation at all. Mars is a good example of a frozen desert.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah, I know, right?
Friends with Elon Musk.
Yeah. He's everybody's friend.
Well, I guess we have a few things on our plate. Look for more leads on this ring. Try to find this dwarf. Weasel.
Not
Oh yeah,
really.
Balrog. Do you know the Weeble, the weasel?
That's that bastard that hit a few mines over in Mirabar, right?
Yeah, that one.
I heard he's hiding up in the mountains.
Towards the spine of the
Balrog, where do
world.
I find bounties in this town? Is there like a bounty hunter guild place here?
I think maybe speak to the sheriff, maybe? I don't know. I think most of the people are just looking out for giants at the moment.
Alright. I'll have to see the sheriff tomorrow.
Alright.
Weren't we supposed to also find out about who actually, killed the giant's wife?
You're gonna do that?
Well, that's a part of our list, I guess.
And find out the Lord's Alliance's connection.
Maybe we can, find out that. Is Bryn Shander part of the Lord's Alliance?
Ooh. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that Bryn Shander looks out for itself. But they would have a lot of trade with those cities, so they'd be allies, if not actual members.
But it's possible that there's agents in the city.
Yeah, it is possible. Yeah. If anyone, it might be, for example, a speaker, perhaps, or the sheriff themselves. They would be sort of, because the Lord's Alliance tends to have important people as their members. They don't invite a lot of low-level adventurers to go and do their stuff. If they do, that you're kind of like a James Bond. You're a secret agent working for a specific person usually.
And if you get caught, it's like, they don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, plausible deniability is the nature of the game when they hire adventurers to be agents. Harpers, they let anyone in, but the Lord's Alliance, they're very you're basically following a chain of command.
I need to go get a Harper's pin.
Yeah. $5
this
piece. Here you go. Go for your lunch.
Cheers.
Done. Don't drink on the job, please.
Hey.
Unless you want to.
Can't stop me.
That's right. We can't stop you. Go ahead.
Wait, no, yeah, okay. I'll ask Balrog if he knows where Markham came from, or if he's lived here the whole time.
Oh, he's from down Nightstone way once upon a time. He's been up here since before the spell plague ended, but that's I think he's Foker originally from Mithril Hall, or is it Mirabar? Can't remember.
Makes sense. And is anything about the speaker?
Oh, that's Sheila. Yeah, her mother was an adventurer and her dad was a barmaid. No, I didn't get that wrong. That's how it was. She's a bit of both worlds, you know. She got the loose lips of a barmaid, but the stern survival instinct of an adventurer.
She might be the one to talk to then.
Got a level head, that girl, and chip on her shoulder though. You can tell she wants to, you know, prove herself, step out of Daddy's shadow or something.
Step out of the shadow of her father, barmaid.
Mummy's shadow. Yeah, Mummy wore the pants. You know what I mean.
Who was her mother?
Oh, her mother was named Dorana. Dorana made her fortune with trading, but she was a head kicker. Apparently, her and her body brought down a black dragon somewhere down near the Mere of Dead Men.
Thank you for your help. And the alcohol?
My pleasure. It's your friend's money. Got very strong, that kid.
What the fuck did you just say to me, Balrog? Balrog, we might have words soon. And those words are in the form of fists.
Been sitting around too long. I heard he had a chance to get some exercise to go for a leisurely stroll, but caught a ride on a flying castle instead.
That's it, Balrog. Square up, motherfucker.
Doesn't sound like a man prepared to make the sacrifices to get gains, if you ask me.
Comes out with 4 attacks a turn, knocks you to the floor.
Yeah. Beats you twice in a arm wrestle, goes to fight instead. While we're in the bar, I'm gonna pick up two. How much for a bottle of firewater?
10 gold for it's a pretty large flask though.
I'll pick up two flasks.
Yeah.
And while just trying to square up to Balrog, I'll drink his drink.
My drink?
So we've just been told that it's getting colder than usual, like more quickly, haven't we? Like the winter's coming more quickly, it's getting colder.
That's what it seems. Cold spells happen naturally, you know, and then unseasonal blizzards do come through. But that's what we're experiencing. When you guys got here, it was, you know, you could see a mile. It was blowy, but the conditions were as good as they get. But right now, only a few days later, it's, you know, this weather is more like what you expect in late autumn, start of winter.
Haradell's gonna start taking note of which way the wind's blowing every day.
From the north.
If the ring's causing it, would like the magical snow, would that appear magical?
Oh, there might be some kind of evidence. It's possible that you could like detect a kind of radiant enchantment or conjuration. That's possible, yeah.
He's gonna say, I'm going for a walk.
Do you want some company?
If you wish.
Other company as well.
So pretty much directly outside, he's going to pull out his spellbook, which has a cheap leather wrap on it, because just imagine what a gnome spellbook would look like. And then he casts Detect Magic as a ritual spell.
While he's doing that, I'll ask Balrog what direction the wind usually comes from.
He thinks about it. Normally comes from the sea, so it comes from the west. The spell takes a while, being a ritual, and during that time, snowflakes begin to fall on your book, providing tiny little stains and causing the ink to run in just the slightest way.
He's got the mending cantrip, it's fine.
Mending doesn't fix that.
Yeah, it won't fix words, but your party's doing the best they can to
Block.
prevent it from happening. And excuse me, the ritual is completed, and as you look around, you get the sense that there's nothing entirely magical. There's no evidence that it's been summoned or that it's enchanted in any way. It just seems to be unseasonal, perhaps a little bit unnatural. Everyone can make a perception check. Everyone who's there, except for the kobold can make one as well. Actually,
Is that disadvantage, so it doesn't really matter?
Good call. Good call.
Hey, champion.
Beautiful. So Aradel, you're the only one to see it out there as you are with the with this external group. It's difficult to tell how many there are, and at first you think your eyes are deceiving you. It would appear that the mountains are moving towards us, but then it occurs to you what it actually is.
Castles.
Giants. They stand tall, broad-shouldered, with great big horned helmets and massive weapons. There must be somewhere between 5 and 15 of them, 10, 12 more, and this war band, perhaps an army, this war band of giants is approaching Bryn Shander at a leisurely pace.
I will use thaumaturgy to boost my voice and scream out giants and point the way.
They're about a mile or a bit less at this stage, and they're slowly coming towards the walls of the city. You see them begin to pan out as they get within maybe 3,000 feet of the settlement.
I will take out a parchment, ink pots and stuff, and I'll write a note, because we know where the sheriff is, don't we? Well, we know where his building is. So I'll write a note, give it to Pebble, and send him over there. Just alerting him if he hasn't gotten news yet.
And Weil is gonna mount Magnifico and fly through the air, screaming, yelling, "Giants, prepare for attack!"
Which direction is it? East?
North,
That's where the mountains.
I thought.
Yeah, coming from the north.
Okay.
That's where the winds are coming from.
Ooh.
Yeah, so he'll be yelling, "Giants to the north!"
I guess the party is where it is on the little map.
Where's the inn that we're staying at?
I think the inn must be here. Well, that's at least where the dude who sells the brandy is.
And then we move towards that area then as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, so Weil will fly around the town yelling that the giants are here and then meet up with them at the north gate.
The town mobilizes. People come out with weapons of their own while other people huddle in their houses. Off-duty guards are woken up and slip their armor on and man the walls. But the giants aren't in any hurry. They begin spanning the edge of the settlement, and apart from the fact that there's so many and that they're encroaching, there's nothing innately hostile about what they're doing. It gives you enough time to consult with the sheriff, with the speaker, being the ones who saw them as they were coming. They turn to you for, or at least they invite you to the impromptu council that they have only minutes before the giants arrive.
May I attempt to cast augury as well?
Yeah, sure.
Would I have the time for a 10-minute casting?
You do. I mean, as long as they maintain their leisurely pace, you do.
Shh, no, I'll use the 1 minute.
All right. And what is the situation? I suppose you're
Meeting with these giants, because I assume they're coming to talk as well.
it's woe.
Uh-oh. I let everyone know.
It took a god to do that, didn't it?
I don't know, maybe they're coming to like, bargain.
What should we do? You say there are how many? 10 or more? I'm not sure that we can stand against that many. Well, we're not going to let them overrun us. The people of Bryn Shander would rather die than see their city reduced to waste. Then die it is. I suppose we give it everything we've got. We call everyone. Any able-bodied person, man or woman, will be called to defend. I'm not sure I can think of any other way.
You said you'd give us anything we need, right?
If it saves the city, then the resources shall be placed at your disposal.
I need as much oil as you can get.
I'll put out a command that all the oil is to be given to you.
What giants are they? They're frost, ice.
You assume so.
Does any of them have like a spyglass that I can borrow?
Yeah, there'd be a spyglass. Yeah, you're able to peer out into the terrible conditions and see what you can find.
Would you like me to roll perception?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
I'll give
And also,
myself
what are you actually looking for too?
To figure out like what type of giant they are, and
Cool.
like, I guess their number as well, since we don't have a clear.
Yeah, good call.
Oof, terrible. I'll use my inspiration.
Yeah.
Roll that one again. Wow.
Oh wow.
Literally every time I do inspiration, it's exactly the same roll.
Yeah.
And an unnatural fog seems to be rolling in right about now, conveniently enough, and it is restricting your vision to roughly the walls of the city.
I guess Jiraxis, just assuming that they're frost or some sort of ice giant, would start to like command any of the troops that they have to wrap their arrows in cloth and dip it in oil to make flame arrows instead of just usual normal arrows.
Aye, they'll follow that advice.
And then wait for my command to shoot. I'm gonna drop oil on the giants.
Excellent. So you get like all the oil you can imagine: whale blubber and lamp oil and cooking oil, all sorts of things. There's hundreds of gallons. You distribute it among the archers who wrap their arrows in pitch and oil and get ready to soak them. You have all the as much as you can carry for yourselves as well, and which you begin boiling up if that's what you intend to do.
What's the range on portent? Because if one of the giants out there made a saving throw, could I change it? So I can see him?
Huh?
They're saying, what's the range on portent? Because it's just a creature within sight.
Yeah, if it doesn't have a range, and yeah, I guess it's sight.
Yeah, a creature that you can see with one of these Fortilian bees. So I guess if you can't see them through the fog, then it wouldn't work.
Yeah, yeah.
Crothet. If one of the giants comes to talk, I have a spell that I can cause them to follow a suggested course of action, have you seen in your weave that one fails if I were to act?
He thinks for a second. It's like, perhaps I have seen a course of action like that. But if it comes to that, you will succeed.
I'm filled with determination.
See, no weal or woe, you will win.
As am I, says Balrog. I will claim the head before Wild Gold can.
Oh, it's a competition, is it, Balrog?
He's
That
smart.
still only counts as one.
Wild is tying up as many, like, all these little flasks of oil. He'll tie the heads together so they make a giant one that he can drop.
Don't you think you're a little small to hunt giants?
Don't you think you're a little big to be this much of a bitch?
Bullshit.
Literally.
Good luck, my friend.
And I'll shake his hand like the manly way with the, wrist thing.
Monkey grip.
Clasp
Excellent.
arms.
Yeah, yeah. And then I'll get on Magnifico with as many flasks and, like, grenade flask things of oil that I can carry to get ready to drop them.
Alright, you can have 8 of them.
8. Alright.
8 fire
And will
bombs.
they soak a giant?
The amount of damage is it's 2d6 damage, but then it burns for a d6 damage every round until it's extinguished as well. So they're damage over time weapons, basically.
Dot weapons.
That's it. Jaraxxus, Beldonna approaches you. Are you at the wall?
I guess I'd be acting as like a I don't know the word.
De
like
facto?
leader?
Yeah. Yeah.
De facto commander, like leader, instructing what
Perfect.
to do, and being amongst it, yeah.
Is it true there are giants coming?
In between yelling, like barking commands at people and kind of organizing stuff. Yeah. And then I yell at people to do things. Yeah, we're not sure about how many. They look like frost. Is there any information from you-know-who, the friends? Do you think they can help us?
I think that if everyone would be too far away at this stage, we're on our own. But I can see that you're very busy. I don't want to waste your time. I just want you to know that I've got your back.
Jaraxxus gives a very firm, reassuring nod, and he's, it's all right. We'll fend them off. We've killed them before. And just lets her go about her business.
Alright.
What was the damage on the fire bombs there, sorry?
They're 2d6, and they then burn for a d6 until extinguished at the start of the target's turn.
Okay.
So yeah.
I dip my javelin in oil as well. Cloth on the end with oil on the end.
Excellent. Position yourself where you wish to be in this grand city.
It's like in the gate tower. Because if the giant approaches, that's where they'll approach.
Yeah. I'll put myself next to him there as well.
Yeah, I'll be on the wall with as many, like, with the archers, I guess.
I'm getting ready to fly.
Alright. I'm just checking the time to see what we've got time for. Is this remember when I said that this tonight might be epic? Yeah. This is pretty epic, right?
Yeah.
The tension just keeps building because you can't fucking see anything. You're just looking out into this wall of white grey mist and fog that seems impenetrable, as if you're in the middle of a cloud, although the mist is only sparse as it drifts and snakes through the winding streets of Bryn Shander. There are no shortage of people who want to help, who wish to assist. Men on the walls, men on the ground, and it seems that the three gates are regarded as the areas that that are most vulnerable, that are most likely to be hit by an attack.
Can Ice Giant Spring Force dismissed?
Make I suppose, a history check, I guess?
I'll aid you.
Can I?
17, I accidentally rolled a disadvantage.
Yeah. They are not known to, however, they do have shamans among them, and a spell like Fog Cloud would be, right up their alley, though this is one hell of a fog cloud.
Could Jiraxis make I guess an insight, I guess it would be, to maybe try and think about their siege plans, to maybe think if they're splitting up a little bit, maybe they'd attack from each gate?
Yeah. I guess that's an insight check, or possibly history, as you recall previous tactics. I'll say this, because Insight 11 doesn't tell you much. Remember, when you came through, I mentioned that the gates could potentially be barred, and no man could smash them open. A giant could, with enough effort at least.
How tall are the walls?
How tall are the walls? I'll check that actually, but I think they're not particularly large. So big, but not massive.
Could a giant easily climb over it?
Not easily, but 15 feet high. So giants tend to be around about that. Hill giants shorter, storm giants taller, but 15 feet high is about the height of a giant. So it would be like us climbing over a 6 or 7 foot fence.
All right. I guess Jiraxis was kind of thinking upon this. He'd lean over the wall and try and spot Belladora.
Yeah, she's right beside you if you let her to be. She wants to be to be the one who takes the bullet for the president.
Oh, okay.
Rip.
Jeez, yeah, that's heavy. Josh look at her. He kind of has a worried look in his face. They're splitting up too far. Re-entrance might attack from each one. He kind of thinks for a second. We should bring every able citizen to the center of the city in case they surround us. That way we can make a deftly retreat and then protect from all angles. Do you think you could return to the speaker of the city and tell her to do this in my name?
If that's what you want, will the party defend this gate? Is that going to be the plan?
I believe the brunt of the force will come from this gate. If maybe they'll only send 1 or 2 to each gate on the other sides. If we have enough crew, guards there to guard them, then we should be fine. But hopefully the brunt of the force is here.
She thinks she understands the message, and heads off south to deliver.
Okay. Jiraxis will be just ready to give a command to a section. He distinguishes a section of troops that he can command to follow him down to either the eastern or south and southwest gate, if he needs to, on command of Belladora.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So, Belladora may or may not have interpreted the message correctly, but she does at least deliver the information that you wanted to the speaker and the sheriff. And the speaker, the sheriff, and Orbrick Brighthelm are going to be defending the main gate. southwest gate, which is the one that leads eventually down to Waterdeep and beyond. The eastern gate, which is the one that you guys came through, is not unmanned, but is the most lightly protected. And Beldora comes back with both both the priest from Suzail, Sirac, and also the knight who is in disguise, the bounty hunter, and they all return to offer some assistance. If the attack is going to come anywhere, they think it'll come at the north gate, and they want to be a part of this battle if you'll have them.
May Aradel borrow a longbow for the battle as well?
One is provided for you. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll probably borrow something like that too, because I've only got 3 javelins.
A quiver and 20 arrows are given to you as part of the defense. The sheriff organizes it personally.
Cool.
How much people, like, obviously, because everyone's helping, how many people on the wall are there? Do they extend to where I am right now, or not really?
Yeah, there are probably 100 soldiers altogether on the walls, but that encompasses the several miles that would be the circumference.
Yeah.
It's half a mile across, so that's like 2.5 miles of wall to have 100 men defending. They mostly stay in the towers.
I'm gonna call Beldora with me, and bring her with me because I believe she probably has really nice perception.
Yeah.
Really good vision. And we're gonna stay at this tower here, and try to see if anyone is flanking. And then if fighting breaks out at the north gate and we haven't seen anything, then I will order her to rush back to the north gate, and I will follow.
Excellent.
And I'm going to convey to everyone like on this side of the wall that I may attempt to cast a spell on a giant, and if the spell succeeds, I wish for them to stop attacking the giant.
Does the spell work once combat has begun?
The spell will work as long as we, or anyone that I consider a companion, does not harm it.
But when the spell wears off, will they not simply return?
Yes, but the spell will last for 8 hours.
Might give us time to prepare.
Indeed.
The tension continues to build.
Yeah.
The mist remains thick, and you can't hear them moving around out there anymore.
Look around, peer into the fog.
Wild is gonna fly up higher than a giant could reach and sort of look around.
10 feet.
When the fog starts speaking giant?
Yeah, it's the mist is thick, and you look down as if looking into clouds beneath your vision. But you can see that the cloud is very much centered on Bryn Shander, and it ends half a mile beyond the limit of the wall.
I guess I will attempt to ritual cast a spell again. I think you've got time.
And I will peer into the fog once more to see if I spot anything trying to sneak up.
And while the ritual is going on, and while you stare
But
blindly,
he is fully prepared to break off the ritual like a giant approaches.
Sure. And so while you prepare the ritual, begin it, and we peer into this thick white suit, there comes a booming voice, a woman's voice, but deep and bellowing, and it is quite certain in its demand. Surrender, Cyrano, or die!
In common?
In common.
She said Serrano, didn't she?
She did.
Who's Serrano again?
don't know the name.
May I
But
attempt it?
I'm not there, so.
Was Serrano? Was he the? I don't
It was
remember.
Cyrus
it
the Bard, and then
Sirac.
yeah, was it the kid?
Sirac.
No,
Cyrax.
Cyrax.
That's Syrax.
Is there a? Can we check? Can I peruse my knowledge to know if there's a Serrano?
Sure.
Wee.
The Sirac called his own father Serrano, although you'd previously heard it as Cyrus.
Oh. Oh no.
Surrender the halfling with the ring, or your town shall be destroyed.
I looked to Sirac.
so does Prophet.
Can I fly towards where this is sort of coming from? I'll fly from above as quietly as possible. Can I roll
Sure.
stealth for that?
Yeah.
For
Bit
person.
wild.
Oh.
You are hidden among the clouds.
And can I roll perception to see if I can see them?
You can't see them.
Can't see them. All right.
No.
For a person
Sirac.
without the ring, an awful lot of people believe you have it.
I don't have the ring. I promise. Well, what should we do? Should I sacrifice myself for the town?
If you haven't the ring, it would be useless.
I've never even seen it. We
Inside.
smell his blood in your town. We know you are in there, Cyrano ring bearer.
I believe,
Does that?
I believe the halfling speaks the truth. As a
yeah.
follower of the gods of truth, his punishment would be far worse if he was lying to us now than whatever the giants could do.
Can Aradale call back using thaumaturgy and ask if the fog is there doing?
The fog is our blessing from winter itself. And the fog begins to lift and blow away, even as the manticore flies overhead and reveals a town besieged.
Oh.
Jesus.
Oh,
How much gold
dear.
is that? Wow.
Holy fuck.
Jesus.
They have like great siege weapons in the form of massive axes, big ice balls of ice and stone, sacks ready for plunder. It looks like these giants are not paying some sort of neighborly visit. They mean business.
How close is the leader lady?
Yeah, good question. From the walls, let's see, because this is not too inaccurate. Yeah, probably a couple of 100 feet. Maybe about I think probably I better check, but I think it's about 200 feet away.
Seeing how surrounded we are, I guess Jaraxxus could kind of like tell Belladora to get down, so like crouch and be unseen. And I'd probably start working my way towards the group again, seeing how fruitless defending that gate would be.
Oh, you're telling her, alright, sit down, and then you piss off.
No, I'm telling her to crouch to get out of sight and then follow me crouching.
She follows
So
along.
stealth and head back towards the main group, however long that takes.
Yeah. Couple 100 feet, 150 to 200. Alright.
We will give you time to find this individual and surrender to us. We do not want bloodshed unnecessarily. And our two winter wolves howl.
Ah, woo. I guess I'll call back. Give us time. Yeah, we'll look at least. It's within our interest to find who it is as well.
The Giants hold their position while the soldiers on the wall keep their bows and crossbows ready.
Are there a bunch of dwarves somewhere too?
Oh, plenty of them. Plenty of dwarves.
Raring to go.
And
On
I'll be
stills.
flying like really high out of sight until everything starts kicking off, and I'll fly down.
Where are you flying?
Above her, like out of sight.
The speaker and with the sheriff and their assistant arrive on chariot, pulled through the street at rapid speed. They come to assess the situation themselves at the front gate. Clearly, this woman is making the demands. She has the wolf. She is the leader. And so they come to you to coordinate a response.
She's asking for us to find and turn over the halfling that bears the ring of 4 seasons.
I wasn't aware that they were here.
That's what we're trying to find right now. Can I make like... can I check to see if we would give them the ring, if they would even leave?
Yeah, how do you go about that?
I'll just call out if the exact terms and just sort of read it in her voice when she if she replies.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, if you give them the Ring of 4 Seasons, they will have no more need to destroy your city. It's not even Cyrano, the bard that they want. It's the ring. So give it up. We are running out of time.
Jiraxis is gonna climb down from the wall and start heading into. Oh, I don't know. He wouldn't even know about. Would he know? Would he hear about the yelling of the giant from where?
Oh
he is?
yeah, it booms across. Yeah, unnaturally.
He's gonna run towards any store or any jewelry store in the town and find the most extravagant ring he can find, and then head towards the party.
Now we asked before, did we know what the Ring of 4 Seasons looked like? Didn't we?
We did, and we did not know.
Make a history check.
Ooh.
Okay.
Give myself a wee bit of guidance on that one.
History, pray to the gods. That's not bad.
Alright, Charaxis. 19. You know for certain that it had 4 expensive jewels. You don't know what those jewels were.
I did roll a natural 20 on researching it as well.
Uh-huh.
Before, just putting that out there too. Okay, I guess he'd search for any expensive jeweler that he can find in the town, any at this point because he's rushing.
Mm-hmm.
Dash in and just search for a ring with 4 gems in it, and see what he can find, I guess.
Any 4 gems in particular?
He wants to find a ring with a ruby, an emerald,
blue sapphire.
a sapphire, and a yellow gem. I don't know what a yellow gem
Is it an agate?
Topaz?
A diamond.
Alright, ruby, sapphire, diamond, and emerald. The ring you are stealing is worth 5,000 gold pieces. Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Alright.
Joseph doesn't care about money at this point. I'm guessing all the owners aren't there, are they?
No, they've run off into they've shut down the shop and gone into their own private estate. So you just smash and grab you start looting the instant, the instant shit goes to, the instant the place goes to shit, you start looting, Britain Shander, man, law enforcement is not good in Britain Shander.
Well, he's doing that, all of us unbeknownst.
They are the enemies of all, we give them nothing. But death.
Yeah, if we give them the ring, like they can just storm whatever city they want.
You said the
So-
walls were impenetrable. Time to put that to the test. Why do we talk? It's time for action.
Let's try and stall as long as we can to get everyone in position, I guess. May as well wait for them to make the first move.
They're waiting.
And
This
Obviously,
Solrano character and his ring.
once I get the ring, I'd eventually work my way towards the gate. However long that takes, you can decide.
You've. So what shall be our plans? The speaker asks. We need to come up with something, and soon.
They are frost giants. They are vulnerable to fire. We will drop the oil on them and light them aflame.
It's the journal.
Aye. She agrees with that. All right. Just as you're returning with the ring, the frost giantess raises a massive horn made of ivory to her lips and blows it clear and true. It can be heard out for a mile, you'd expect. And I have given the call for war. Resolve this problem now, or I shall order my troops to attack and level your city.
Without
Oh.
even like talking to the group about it, because I guess he's feeling that much pressure and the horn going off. He's just gonna rush out the front and just scream out, "Wait!" Panting still.
Take a point of exhaustion.
I've got it. I got it. But what's your promise that you will leave us in peace?
Give me the ring of 4 seasons, or you shall all perish.
I've got it. It took us a while to find. He's a hard man to find. He kind of kneels over, leaning on his.
What became of him? No, I cannot. Hand over the ring.
We hear the giant well enough, but do we hear him?
I'm screaming at this point because I don't want to get too close.
I guess he's probably gonna be like, "Do not give them the ring."
How you
Shall
gonna?
I act?
I'm gonna like stare up at the gate. We have no choice. They have us surrounded. It's useless.
We will destroy them.
We don't have a chance. He's gonna yell up.
Prophet sounds like a Dalek.
If you, I have foreseen it. They will attack no matter what, no matter your persuasions or words.
We die either way. And he'll-
Then we die sword in hand.
Alright, Jiraxis, what are you gonna do with that ring, huh?
I don't know. Okay. He stands there looking at the ring in his hands, and he looks at the giant.
I
Can you
sort
make an
of.
insight check to see how much the giants know about this ring, if they know how much power it wields?
Sure.
Fuck me. Okay.
Does anyone know how to
They
get
put a lot of
message?
effort into it.
Yeah.
But the ice
It is lost.
person, like the ice woman, just like watching us like argue about it.
He calls out to the leader. Basically, he's got the ring and he's got his ring finger pointed and he's about to put it on and he yells, "Promise me on a blood oath that you will leave us if I give you this ring here. If not, I will put it on and use its power to kill all of us, raising a titan from the land."
You are not Cyrano the Bard.
No, I stole it from him. I killed him with my bare hands to save this town. He cares not for it.
Make a
Everyone
deception
looks.
check.
And
The
I know
whole-
you're
I
trying to get them to
remember
go
that.
away, but they're going to come back eventually, no matter. And
At least we have time then.
how does a 1 do then
For me,
for you? You're
you're
betraying
doing
the
it to
cause.
me.
You're
Oh,
giving the ring of 4 seasons to the enemy.
that's how Prophet sees it.
Yeah, he doesn't have.
Yeah.
Okay, he gives me a 1.
You lie!
And as he says it, you see the prophet, he pulls out a piece of paper and puts it in a different pouch.
You
Why-
would dare lie to me, daughter of the frost giant Jarl?
Can Wild descend as quickly as possible to drop the oil on her? Because he would have heard that, and that's shit
Oh,
kicking
no.
off.
Alright, sounds like we're rolling for initiative.
Alright, Raggy. I didn't get to ask her
Okay.
why she seeks it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious, she
Wait.
wants to kill everyone.
The way this is meant to play out is you guys are meant to control the NPCs. So, I will let you decide whether or not you do, and as soon as I work something out, I'll give you the character sheets.
Well, I suppose like we give them orders and then they react according to like I guess their personality.
Something like that, yeah. It just basically wants you guys to be in control. So who wants? I assume that Wild Gold
Hmm?
might get Balrog.
Yes.
And
Can Prophet get Cyric?
can Prophet get who? Cyric? Absolutely.
Yes.
That's no
Let's
problem
just
at all.
spread ourselves out so we're not on top
Yeah,
of
so it's
each
a
other.
bit easier to see.
Prophet,
Draxus,
swap
what are you doing
places with
inside
me.
the walls? You're on the other side.
Yeah, I
Get
know.
outta here.
Draxus, Prophet, swap places.
Yeah,
Move out the way.
He was on the watch. He's in the tower thing.
Yeah, but I need to be like front center. That's where I was.
Okay, I guess I'll
Wait,
be
so-
like behind because I'm.
How far out of the wall did you run?
No, I didn't run out like fully outside the wall. I just ran
You-
to
you
the
s-
gates,
you-
basically.
He was like stood underneath the gate.
Yeah,
The gate's closed?
I don't want to get close.
I said, is the gate closed?
Oh, closed.
I assume so. Oh, I got Beldora. Or someone did.
For the one that she likes so much for Jaraxxus.
Draxus.
Yeah, that leaves a lot of others. The sheriff, the speaker, the knight.
I'll take the speaker.
Alright.
I'll take the sheriff.
You got
excellent.
Balrog.
You have Balrog.
Oh, I thought we were getting multiple each.
No, just.
Oh, okay.
You greedy bastard.
I thought we were taking control of like all of them.
Let's move the party symbol
Yeah, there's
out as
6
well.
of us.
Oh, and there's 6 of them, is there?
Probably close.
No, there
Hee
is. There's 6 of them. No, there's 7 of them.
Yeah, we've got one extra. That's alright. Someone could take control too, I guess.
Alright, who doesn't have one?
I have a bio, but I don't have a character sheet. or an
Close the
NPC
bio.
sheet. Oh
and
yeah,
Have one. So,
that probably will help, huh? No, it doesn't.
No?
I only have a bio.
Oh, right, my mistake. Try now.
Gotcha.
oh, now I don't have Divessa.
Oh, she has. I have Divessa. That's because I said I wanted Divessa.
Oh, did you? Okay. Alright, I don't have
What
any.
did you say you wanted?
I didn't
You
say
take-
anything.
You take
I'm
Sirac.
easy.
Prophet got Cyric.
Who's got Sirac?
Prophet did.
Prophet.
So there's the sheriff
The knight, the sheriff, and the other dwarf who loves the sheriff.
and Orgrek. Sheriff and Orgrek.
I'll take the sheriff if we need
Give
people
me
there
one.
too.
I don't mind.
Alright.
She just likes her spears, doesn't she, Duvessa? Oh no.
One enough's probably enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, as for a map that this plays out on, don't know how, but I might try copying, cutting, and pasting. Do it like this.
It's gonna be hectic.
Yeah.
You're gonna die.
Yeah. Maybe. Delete all of this.
Really wanted to cast Bless on Wild, but that'll be over in a minute.
Really curious if my Blood Pact, like, Koi was gonna work.
It was fated to fail.
Yeah, by you.
Damn, does that mean you got no more fail rolls?
I've got another one.
Oh.
I rolled really good, like for my portent. Like,
No,
I've had an
good.
ability where low rolls are good, so I'm gonna use it.
Save up some of your save up some of your level up hit point dice for it. Known for your good luck.
Hopefully, you don't find his old bag of portents, because you will see that he'd actively made you fail.
This might work.
So how does it work? You write a piece of paper down of a vision you
Well,
just seen.
He manipulates the weave, and he said the warp, and when he's finished, he ends up with the 2 bits of paper with written, like, the things on it. Then when he's finished manipulating the future, he gets the portents.
Alright.
They're more like a
Oh,
byproduct
shit.
of the manipulation.
Raggy.
I reckon. So, you guys can position yourselves wherever you want.
Wait,
I'll put up a gate.
Is this actual different?
This is gonna be the actual size, yeah.
Ha
So-
ha ha hee hee ha ha woohoo hee hee. It's a good gate.
Pretty good.
The giant's gonna get to
Tiny.
that.
How they gonna fit? Yeah.
Oh, that close.
You don't have to be. You could move back if you want.
I guess he was on the tower, like.
I guess the tower's like slightly here-ish.
I'd just be inside the gate so he could see me. Not that close.
You're behind the tower.
Everyone else is underneath. Yeah, there you go. And they supply maps for this.
Yeah, but not for. They don't supply them for every encounter. And so like they
Just
give you
the
the
ones they want.
Brinchanda map, but yeah, that's all they give you.
I'm just gonna roll a deception check because I'm really curious about if I would have succeeded that.
Never.
Totally would have, and I totally would have won as well. Oh my god, I would have totally deceived him, made him die to Blood Pact, and they would never be able to come back.
They would be able to come back.
I think they could have just smashed you in the head, and then they could have taken the
Yeah.
ring.
They could have stepped on you.
I don't
Too
know.
bad fate
I
had other
reckon.
plans.
I reckon I would have done it.
I wanted to like.
The way you said,
I mean, wasn't one of our plans for the other Blood Pact to just kill the Lich?
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like it matters. The only thing they can do, well, like they still could have killed me, but they had to leave the town alone if they give them this ring. I said. So
Well,
if I gave them
they don't
this
have
ring,
to. They just get like cursed for it. Like their
Cursed.
soul gets cursed.
cursed. Yeah.
Or they could, just go to a different town and destroy that one instead.
But they
There are
want
10
the
towns
ring.
after all.
Then it has to be called 9 Town, and then 8
within
Town,
within
And then 6,
eyesight.
7.
until it's just town.
Until it's just single town.
10 towns has suffered worse, to the H.
And they said they wouldn't destroy it. What stops them from just sieging it until everyone inside starves?
The 9 other towns.
They would.
There's one that's almost as big as Bryn Shander, which has about the same size military. and I can't remember which one it is.
Well, if they can fight it off, so can Vinshander.
Oh, what's that? Oh, that's
Oh,
her
that's
actual
a
Female
icon.
giant.
Oh damn.
It's hiding behind the big one. Oh, never mind. JK.
Do the classic bard thing. I tried to seduce the frostbite.
Yeah.
Jesus, that poor bard.
What'd she say? She was the daughter of the Jarl of Frost Giants.
That's right. Alright. So,
Are these
Maybe
squares
just
going to be
initiate.
10 feet or just 5 feet?
I
what
don't
are they
see
marked out as right now?
Um,
Five?
5, I believe.
Yeah, they're meant to be 5.
Yep, makes sense.
I don't see the turn order either.
No.
Does anyone else see it?
You've probably minimized it. Oh, it's gone missing because we switched maps, but I was at
Right.
17 and
Right,
Mine's at
yeah,
6.
I've got it. So,
Hee hee.
yeah. Okay. So. This one from the
Dun, 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 dun.
Droofy.
Druffy. Is that a name?
Hi, my name is.
So,
Suggestion to marry me.
Ooh.
Oh,
Roll to
what
seduce.
what are you gonna do? Attack me?
What's going on? I'm gonna really quickly drain the main vein. Hopefully, I'm not first in the initiative order. I don't think I will even.
I think I am.
So I'll be back in like 2 seconds.
Listen.
1, 2.
Another giant. Okay, they're
Yeah.
up there.
He's hiding in the mist.
Can't see
That's
him.
just imaginary giant.
Shh, don't mind me. Is that for the initiative or something?
Yeah, that's right.
Because you can't roll for Druffy.
Unless we win and then he comes out.
That's
I was
right.
here the whole time.
You kill Druffy and she rips her skin off, and then underneath was that regular giant.
Oh, it was regular giant all along. Wait a minute, review adventure.
This isn't even her final form.
That's right.
Good memes.
Are those just like enormous wolves?
That's right. Enormous winter wolves.
They're kind of
big-
dope.
they're like wow, direwolves. About the
They're
same
really
size.
cool looking.
Yeah, winter wolves are a special breed.
And they're extremely
Yeah.
intelligent.
That's right. And very nasty.
That one's off center and it's irking me.
I like them.
It's like just off center. Fuck me.
I
Mike
hate that
pointed
you
out.
pointed that out. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out.
Anytime.
The wolves are chaotic. They do not follow your grid.
What's their alignment?
Hey, it's back.
Yeah, what's up?
So,
Race, I'd like to draw your attention to that wolf that's off center.
fuck. Why did you do that?
Done it to us all.
Why? How can I do that? Can I do that to my character?
Is
If
that
you
Lisa,
hold Alt, you
actually?
can do that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, you can.
Oh, that's better. Nice, no, that's good. That was
now
really
match
annoying
it.
me not being insensitive. me,
Everyone
that's
just
great.
starts. doing that character.
Power roll should be large though. All right. So, did you roll for your NPCs? So
Oh,
you don't
no.
have to.
Oh,
you don't-
right.
You shouldn't. You should. They should just go straight after you. That's
Okay.
That's a better idea.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Less
Yeah.
jumping around in the initiative.
Exactly.
Should we roll our initiative again and then just put our original numbers in?
If you want, yeah, I can see them. But if you want, that's fine. I'll
Yeah,
clear
I
this.
can't
Then
see
I'll
mine.
get rid of it completely.
Unless you forget them. Ah.
So,
I got a
It was
15. I was happy with that. Watch me get like
No,
a 1 or something.
you can
no,
take your
just
old roll.
Type in what you
Yeah, I'm
have.
taking my old roll.
Yeah, that's cool.
Every
Wait,
time
can you
someone
take-
adds to the initiative, it fucks up my changing it.
Because like, if I'm going to take it if it was a 1, I'm going to take it if it's a higher
You had-
number. That's
you had
only fair.
18.
Yeah, that's cool.
Fuck, what was mine? 6. Fuck! Trying to change it so hard.
Yeah, I know.
Because
Everyone
every
keeps
time
that.
someone else changes something.
There we go. I've got it.
Research
Finally.
and Rip Wild Gold.
What do you mean, Rip Wild Gold?
Did he managed to drop oil on her, right?
Oh yeah, did I manage to do that?
No, it's a part of your first action.
Alright, fair enough. Get ready, bitch.
Plonk. Trying to move myself back onto a square.
I mean, both of my characters are on squares. What you
What's this off?
Indiana
Yes,
Jones.
Indiana Jones.
That's it. Yeah.
Indianapolis Jonas.
Brothers. He's the fourth brother.
The Indianapolis Jonas Brothers.
Is that how many Jonas brothers there are? 3?
3.
I think
Yeah,
if
so
you
Indiana
survive,
Fuck, I can't even say it.
Indianapolis Jonas.
Can I get a sheet for the Manticore?
Yeah, sure.
just think, if we survive the attack, everyone in the land will hear of the cause, and it's protect the defenders of Brynshanda.
Yeah, they'll
Most
hear a
likely
nerd.
to die.
What a bunch of nerds.
Strike Force. Would the word nerd have been invented yet?
See,
We
you
just
invented
did.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't invent the word nerd.
We are nerd.
No, people think that's what they mean. Like we're just nerds because we're all like really weird, and they've just adapted it for that purpose.
We are nerd.
Thank you.
Very good though. Manticore.
Okie dokie. It's on. It's happening. It's unfolding before our very eyes. The ring was almost granted, but she look at the time. I knew this would happen. But it's actually kind of good that it does happen. It's better that we don't get started than we get
Until
2
everyone's-
rounds into it and then
And we've got
Yeah.
the big like thing right at the very end.
And this way we'll have Roz and Luro as well, hopefully.
I guess like the twist at the
Yeah.
end.
yeah.
'Cause
And then they can control 2 NPCs as well. Or 1 NPC.
Yeah.
One each.
You
Yeah.
try to hand over the ring, and it almost goes according to plan, but not quite.
Fate
Okay.
steps in the way.
But fate had other plans.
It's not your destiny to con the giant.
The natural laws of physics. There was no way that this could have been prevented.
We told you
No.
this before you attempted it.
Absolutely zero.
Maybe you should have rolled deception quicker.
But if you click it before I say portent, it's too late.
Yeah, even if I roll it and then like he says portent, my roll is then void and then it's just happens.
Why did you roll? What was the D29?
Yeah, that's a typo. Meant to be D20, but no, not quite.
That's alright. The Queen Frost
roll.
Giant is like that dexterous that she has a +9 to her initiative, so you just roll the D29.
Maybe.
That's it.
Don't worry. I've got another very low portent, so if you used inspiration, you would have still failed.
I don't have inspiration. I think I used it earlier.
Yeah, but don't you would have failed anyway.
Oh, thank God we'll
Uh,
get it back next.
Yeah, alright.
Maybe this is a blessing.
More
There's a good
players,
chance to take a
inspiration.
break.
There's
Yeah.
no way I can like Draxus can even track that back to Prophet Kenny because it
In the
it just
infamous
happened.
words
It's
of
just-
Sash,
it's
you
a-
can't prove you did anything to help.
Exactly.
what?
But I did leave a paper. Like there is a little paper trail if you get into his like old portent sheet,
Things
Oh,
burn.
okay.
which is almost as if I did that too, for party conflict.
Huh.
You have like receipts.
Draxus is gonna whoop your ass if he ever finds out. Made him
Well,
look
we-
fool.
Just
Maybe
what we need
Draxus
is
will
more
never
party.
look again.
Yeah, hell yeah. Just as we get rid of Fridays, get Saturdays.
So we're cutting off here. Everyone say goodbye to Sash.
Bye,
Goodbye,
Sash.
Yeah, I know.
I forgot we recorded.
man.
Honestly.